by the sound of your heartbeat. My soul is overwhelmed. I find it hard to be discreet. I feel your presence in the room. The way you're killing me, the murder is unheard of. Let's take the love imprisoned in us and let it go.
Hello everybody and welcome to a Disabled Team. Hope everyone's doing well. Was that your microphone, Liam?
Yeah, that was mine, sorry.
No worries. He likes that video so much, he hears it back. No, brother Titch, no, it won't, no, Russell were here 4 minutes in early. It were me, it were my microphone, it were on quiet, believe it or not. I don't know why, but it were on quiet. Anyway, let's get into it. Russell, how are you, mate? How's your week been?
Yeah, good, mate. Robert Russell's here. Hello, Nana. How you doing? Any fantasy questions? Go for it, because I ain't got a clue what I'm doing this week because of everything that's gone out of our control. It's all gone a bit hectic. So it's going to be interesting looking what our plans are, each of us, because we've got Liam on the wild card. We obviously got Lee, which I'll let you explain. And when you show the picture of my team, it looks pretty dog turd right now. So I think the guys in the chat are going to have to help me, because I had it all kind of planned out. And I was all like, yeah, I feel very comfortable. And it's like everything's just being thrown up in the air now. So, yeah, it's absolutely everywhere with me personally.
Hi, Nana. I told you it was quiet. It wasn't yesterday, though, I don't think.
No, yeah, that's what I said to him in the pre-chat hammers, Titch. I was like, oh, they said that yesterday, but I could hear you okay.
Hi, Nene. Yeah. Can we just start with your? Let's start with your worries. And I've done a nice image for you. Unfortunately,
okay.
Same for us, but I've done a really nice image for you.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Being a guest and everything. Right, so this is you.
Oh, there we are. There we are. I'm looking all serious. Yeah, well, man, what a mess. I wrote down a few notes. So I obviously brought in McAllister. That was my transfer. But obviously, I only brought him in for like last week. And then, Brighton haven't got a game this week. So that transfer was wasted. I've got 2 transfers to use this week. So, yeah, I've got Alexander not playing, James not playing, Aronson not playing, McAllister not playing, Robertson now injured, Salah, Greenwood not playing. So how many players have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7? 7 players. So the options I've got is wild card, do a wild card, or I'm going to have to take a -4 and bring in 3 players. And I'm definitely going to have to get rid of Robertson. Might even get rid of Salah. Might even get rid of Alexander-Arnold because it's international break. So I don't know. I don't know where my head's at this week, because it was all under control and it's all gone tits up.
Well,
in simple terms.
I'll give you a little bit of advice on this one, Russell. Avoid using your free hit. Don't use it, because...
Oh, no, I'm not going to use the free hit. No, I always leave that. So
you'd waste it. And also, your wild card, right? Although it looks favourite, if you can go into this game with a -4, if you take a -4 hit, Haaland, Jesus, who would you bring in?
Don't know.
I think Haaland and Jesus. I think definitely Haaland. Haaland will definitely get you points. I mean, he scored a world-class goal tonight.
Oh, did I haven't seen? Oh, has he scored tonight? Has he?
Yeah, world-class goal as well. Wait till you see it. Wow.
So I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing at a couple of. Hello, Alison. We got the expert asking for help.
Yeah.
And then you got the puppet master that's coming very briefly just to say, who plays this crap? Oh, he's still here. You gotta love it. You gotta love the comments when they're giving you stick. Well, I am crap right now.
It's not me.
So saying that, these are once in a lifetime things that are going on. So you can't. No one could see with the fixtures how it was. I mean, if the fixtures aren't being cancelled, you're right, Alison. if the fixtures hadn't been cancelled, I'd probably be quite happy with my team still and have 2 transfers to use. But because of the random fixture cancellations, I'd rather they just cancelled them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just made it harder by cancelling a few, and I happen to have a few of them players.
Like,
but I'll tell you one thing very, very briefly, is I have actually had a rank rise because what a lot of people did is they used minus transfers last week, and you could have used your free hit because the fantasy football allowed you to use your free hit because of all the things going on, and you would have got penalised for it. You still got another free hit. But a lot of people didn't know that, so they've taken minuses. So my rank has actually moved up because people have been taking hits, and now the window's finished. So I actually got some green arrows, which is a little benefit, I guess. Yeah.
Did you buy McAllister before? Go on, Stuart. We've just been talking about Potter before Potter went to Chelsea or after.
Yeah, I bought him in game week 7. So what are we on here? We're now
Game week 8, isn't it?
Yeah, game week. So I bought him with the fixture of the last fixture in mind because I think they had a pretty easy game until it got cancelled. So the reason I jumped on him, but I was going to probably take him back out. I was only going to use him for one game, but now I'm stuck with him.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. Your volume's gone down again, Stu. I don't think Alison's noticed it again.
I haven't moved anywhere. I haven't moved.
No, it's weird. It keeps kind of dropping.
Why is it doing that?
Don't know.
Here we are.
Settings.
Here we are in his settings now. We all love to see it.
Oh, right. Sorry.
There we go.
I didn't realise, did I?
I was quite intrigued watching what he was doing. To be honest, I was like, we're getting a tutorial now to set the volume. It's quite interesting.
I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. I never have a clue what I'm doing. Right, hang on a minute. Which screen am I on? I'm on that one. Right, I'll stop sharing the screen for 2 minutes so I can.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
You keep talking, Russell, while I get this sorted.
Yeah, so this week for me, I don't know what to do. It's one of those. Well, you're all right, Liam, because you kind of you're on a wild card, so you're a wild card. I don't know whether to wait. The problem is if I probably can just scrape a team together, I could probably use my wild card game week 9 or game week 13 and wait for the international break. So know what happens? I'll bring players in and they'll get injured or something.
That's what I mean. I would honestly take. I know it sounds bad, but I'd rather take the -4 points for the transfers hit than use the wild card. I used the wild card mainly because I wanted a full rework with my team. Yeah.
So we'll have a look at your. I'm sure your dad will bring up your thing, but at least you know. The thing with you is you've got a nice, easy, clear decision to make.
Yeah.
Who do
I take out and who do I bring in?
Yeah, because you're the wild card. The problem I've got is I'm stuck between no man's land. I've got 7 players who aren't that good, really. I mean, I've got people like Williams and Ward, and do I take out the Liverpool players, have a bit of money to play with, and kind of just set the team up until a wild card maybe after the international break?
I'm thinking that.
And also the problem I've got is the longer I'm leaving it, the prices are rising. I might not be able to get the players I want.
No.
I'm waiting for the fixtures to be played as well because I was, one of the players I was looking at was Emerson, but if he plays tomorrow night, gets injured, so I might just have to wait until Friday. So.
Yeah, I do, and I don't regret using my wildcard. I regret it in a way like I should have used it a bit further down the line. I think game week, I used it, 6 was it?
You used it last. Yeah. Before
so I kind of feel like that was a bad thing. Because
but you did it on the stream.
I did, yeah. I just thought, you know what? My mind has this thing where if I don't see it working, I'll just completely rework it.
Yeah, that always happens in fantasy football.
And the team that I had, I was comfortable with, but I did a lot of those transfers before the deadline day. So there were players who, like Isaac, who was brought in like last minute, who I thought would hit the ground running, and obviously,
Yeah, but
what did you get?
ironically, it's worked out for you because a lot of people are now free. A lot of people are wildcarding this week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's worked out for me. But I think people who haven't used it, I would say keep hold on to it, as you said, because you've got the international break coming up. How many injuries do players get an international break?
Yeah. I just want to say this. What Titch has asked the question, which made me laugh because he's trying to find out the who's the best out of us all, so he can say, "Oh, Russell's not the best." My game week rank right now is actually gone up. I've gone up about 5,000. I've gone up one. I'm on 1,791,000 out of about 10 million. So that's mine. 1,791,779. I don't know what Liam's or Stu's is.
Game week.
Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Does that sound better?
Yeah, that's better.
Definitely.
Good.
It's weird.
Good.
It just fades. So
Right, I've sorted it. It was my own stupid fault. Right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What Liam's now joined this league, I believe, Liam.
Yeah, but I don't get added into the actual league until after this weekend's been played.
Right.
Oh, after these games have been played. So I can still send you my team.
I'm going to put Lee's on screen first, and if you send me a copy of yours, then Liam, please.
Yeah, I might do it.
I am going to put a copy of Lee's on the screen now, so everyone can see Lee's.
Before we do it, let's just answer Titch's question before he explodes. I'm on 363 points overall. What are you on, Liam?
Overall, 273. So
270.
I'm pretty bad.
Okay. And what are you on, Stu, overall?
Well, Lee's on 310 points before.
Okay, 310. Yeah.
Before I refine mine, which I'll do that now. I can't remember how many points I'm on.
Yeah, you can go to the league table, can't you?
Yeah.
Liam, did you join our league as well?
I did, but it does not count until after this weekend has been played.
Oh, okay.
I cannot get added until after, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right, I am on. Right, hang on a minute. Let me go at my fantasy. My points. Here we go. Right, I am on 349.
So sadly, Titch, I am leading the way. I know you're not going to like it. That's what he really wanted to know. He wanted to just be able to go, Russell's not leading.
And Lee's
okay, then.
10.
Let's have a look at Lee's team then, because I think out of all of us, even though I'm moaning about mine, I think Lee is probably in a worse position than me. Any questions in the comments about fantasy football, what you're thinking for your team, how you're doing, giving us advice right now. So, yeah, calm down, Titch. Come on. Calm down in your bronze position place in predictions. So
this is Lee's game week. Obviously, didn't pick up any points in game week 7. Nobody did. Sterling net, right.
Jeb's put wrong fantasy football. I think he might be thinking the American football. So, right. So this is Lee's team, is it?
Yep, this is Lee's team.
Oh my God.
Sterling net. Arsenal are playing out this week. That game's on.
Arsenal, yes. Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, and Newcastle.
He's got Ramsdale, White, and who's the other Arsenal? Has he got Martinelli? Is that
Xhaka?
So those 3 are playing. Who else has he got? Kane. He's got Kane. Kane's playing.
Kane's playing. Haaland's playing. De Bruyne is playing.
Yeah, so that's 6.
James isn't.
No.
Patterson is.
No, Patterson is. So that's 7.
Luis Diaz.
No.
And Van Dijk.
And who's he got on the subs bench?
Llorente, Pereira, and Greenwood. And
wait there, Pereira's he's got 8 players.
So he's doing. He's all right then, isn't he?
Well, how many transfers has Lee got?
1.
He got 1. Okay, so he can get up to 9 players. It's whether or not he wants to wild card, basically.
This is really weird because I don't know what to do for best for any of us. I don't.
Oh, we've got a few early kickoffs. We've got a Friday kickoffs, which is not normally.
No, you got you got Friday. And So what do you think, Lee? Lee, what do you want to do? I mean, we'll look at Stu's team and then Liam's. Lee, what do you want to do with your team? Because you've got 8 players there.
Yeah. So you need to bring, if you're going to bring 3 players on, right? You can put Pereira on. He can move Andres Pereira up to be as a squad player.
You could put Andres Pereira on for who's you got in midfield again? You could take Luis Diaz off. Yeah.
So it needs to replace one.
Yeah, I think if you go to pick team, Stu, I think you're on the points. Yeah, if you go to pick team, it makes it easiest to see the fixtures. Are you on Lee's one right now? Are you? I think can you pick his team?
I think he is.
No, I'm on Lee's through the.
Oh, okay then.
No, I could tell you the games on. So you got Aston Villa, Southampton. You ain't got any Aston Villa players.
Yeah, the 3 games what are offered Chelsea,
Brighton, Chelsea, and Leeds.
Yeah.
So I think he's got 8 players, and if he with Lee, it's up to him what he wants to do. He can either he can take a -4
players.
He can take a -4 and have 10 players. He can not take a minus and have 9 players, or he can wildcard like his brother and try and set his team up for the next couple of weeks. But the problem you've got is the Arsenal and Man City game that's been postponed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So that throws a problem now into game week 12. And obviously there's a lot of fixture swings like West Ham, Leicester, Fulham. Who else has got a good fixture? There's a load of teams that basically aren't very fashionable where you probably wouldn't want a lot of their players. Aston Villa, they've now got good fixtures.
I mean, Newcastle have got good fixtures, haven't they? I think Newcastle are definitely.
Yeah. So the problem you've got. You what, Stu?
Newcastle have got some decent players.
Yeah, I mean, you could load up on all those teams, but the problem you've got is when it gets around to like game week 12 or 13, Arsenal, Liverpool, all the big teams have good fixtures back because their fixtures are quite hard. So it's a really hard juggling act right now, and I'm a bit confused what I'm going to do with it. So, yeah, what are you thinking, Lee? What do you think?
Are you going to take a -4 hit, or are you going to use a wild card?
-4 hit.
So are you going to take out Van Dijk? If you're going to use, I'd take out. I'd take out Luis Diaz and Van Dijk. I think.
Yeah, well, they have
the
to come out.
big money. They're the 2 big money ones. You got to take those out if you want to get some sort of funds. Because then both not playing, you got to take those 2 out.
I would definitely bring in Andres Pereira from Fulham because he's got a good fixture against Forest.
He's doing really well.
It's got him down here.
Yeah, so he comes off the bench, and you definitely bring him in. So I think then you've got 7 players. Also, guys, like I say, anyone in the comments, if you want to ask questions while we're fanning around, you just ask. And Luis Diaz and Van Dijk. I mean, I'm probably going to get rid of Robertson. So it's up to you. It's up to you how you want to play it. But I think they're your options. You either wild card, you either -4, or if I wouldn't go -8 and get 3 players, and I think that's pointless.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you either -4, or you just get 1 player in and don't minus, or you wild card. They're your 3 best options, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you thinking for captain? Because actually, I don't see many teams with Kane and Haaland, even though that's quite big. Yeah. I would for your captain choice of everyone you've got. You've got 3 good options. You've got Haaland, De Bruyne, and Kane. They're really. I mean, I'd have Kane personally. I think he's the best pick.
See, I would say Haaland.
Really?
I don't know if that's just the Man City coming out. I don't know.
Man City's got
Man City have Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kane's got Leicester at home. I'd fancy that.
Yeah.
I'd fancy Kane in that game to outscore Haaland.
I think that would happen. Yeah.
So I'd definitely put the captain. I mean, I don't know. Out of the 3, I mean, you've got De Bruyne, Haaland, and Kane. That's 3 really good options.
That's an insane just those three names alone in one fantasy team, I don't think everyone's ever done before.
Yeah. Well, the problem you got is he's obviously not got people like, Salah, Alexander Arnold. Even though they're not performing right now, they can do really well at some point.
I was going to ask you that question. Do you think Alexander Arnold would... Right now, I think everyone can agree, is in a bad bit of form. And it's rolling over, It's not just the Premier League. You've seen it in the Champions League as well. He's got a lot of mistakes in him. Do you think that a lot of people are going to transfer if he doesn't improve in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely.
The
problem you got with Liverpool players is they've got Brentford at home, game week 9. And this is what's driving me insane. I think, do I take Salah out and get someone like Son in and keep him for one game week, then transfer Salah back for Brentford? But then you don't want any Liverpool players then, because then they've got Arsenal and Man City.
See, the thing with me is Son's not really doing much either.
I know, but he's going to come good eventually.
Oh, eventually, yeah. I'm happy I took Son out for Diaz. I think that was the right move because Diaz seems to be doing wonders.
You've also got to remember, Liam, people like Son, while everyone's saying, he's rubbish, don't pick him. Just imagine picking him and he gets a hat-trick. I
think he can turn that switch, can't he? And when that switch... Because he can also assist Kane. Him and Kane have a great link-up play. But I don't know, recently he's been taking Son off in the 60th minute and replacing with Richarlison. Yeah,
it depends how you want to take that, because he came off on the 70th minute in the Champions League, I think. So he could be being rested for Leicester, so he could be guaranteed to start.
That's it. We start.
Or he could not. But if you pick Son and he does really well this weekend, he's actually a differential now, Son.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. He's not fashionable, but the little devil in me goes, Son for Salah, and then I keep my money, and so I can go back to Salah for 1 week against Brentford. Then I get rid of Salah for 2 game weeks.
Yeah, it makes sense. The money wise, because as you said, you've got to put the other games into thought as well. You can't just think of.
So I think that answers your question, mate. Liverpool players, you can say that about any of them. I mean, I've got to get rid of Robertson because he's injured, but saying that he's back after the international break.
How long is he injured for? Is he
he's in a brace, isn't it?
Yeah, he should be back for after the international break. So to answer your question, I would. I don't say it's hard. Liverpool players for Brighton. It depends how many Liverpool players you've got. I mean, I've got 3 players, so I've got to cut loose some of them, and I've got 2 transfers to make, unless a wild card. So it depends how many you have, but you obviously don't want them hanging around for this game week. You could bring him back for Brighton, which is a tough game, but they haven't got Potter anymore, and I think Liverpool could beat them. But I wouldn't want Liverpool defenders for Arsenal and Man City.
No, not under current form they are in.
So
Salah had a really good game yesterday, by the way, in Champions League. It looked like he's finding his form again.
He's had a slow start compared to previous seasons. Yeah,
I mean he's always hard to drop.
So I would drop Salah if I didn't have to.
When I don't have Salah, I feel like I'm naked without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so used to having Salah in my team. It's like, dare I drop Salah? I ain't got the balls to do it half the time. So, but there is an argument you could drop him now, with their fixtures coming up. The game weeks you want to be wildcarding, it's either game week 8, game week 9, or game week 12.
Yeah.
They seem to be the main ones, and that's what I can't figure out. So, Lee, mate, what are you thinking, Lee? What are you thinking? What does your new haircut tell you?
I'll probably get rid of Diaz.
Yep.
I'm gonna probably get rid of
Van Dijk because he's not playing.
Yeah, I'll get rid of Jason Van Dijk.
Who would you bring in here? Because how much is Van Dijk worth, everybody?
I think he's one of the most expensive defenders in fantasy football. I think him and Salah are very expensive. When you just replacing... Oh no, he's got Diaz, not Salah, isn't it? isn't it? So I think Diaz is worth 8 million. I've got him in as Diaz. So
8 million for Lewis.
8.2. So Diaz has gone up 0.2 million.
Right,
And
so
then-
he'd make a bit of money on him if he sold him.
Yeah, it makes 200,000.
Van Dijk.
Hello, Happy Elmer.
I'm
you
trying
wanna
to think. Van Dijk.
Happy, do you want to tell us what your while Lee's figuring it out? Do you want to tell us what your transfers you made before it all got cancelled and what you're thinking for your future game weeks? I'm just going to turn the camera off quickly, Stu, because my computer's logged out, so bear with me.
I will. While we're doing that, I'll get my team up and running for you. So whenever you're ready for it, you can.
Van Dijk is 6.5 million. So I'll have what's that? Trying to figure this out in my head, but I'm
So
useless.
6.5 million ad.
8.2.
So that's eight. Well,
That's just short of 15 million, isn't it?
Yeah, about 14.7.
Yeah, around that. So he's got enough.
He could bring in 2 6.5 mil players, and still
Yeah.
have chips left.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is with defenders. It's going to be hard with defenders, as Russell said, because Van Dijk's the fourth most expensive.
It's not going to be that difficult. And if Lee wanted to bring Van Dijk back in next week, he could bring him in as a transfer anyway.
I mean, to be honest, Lee, I don't know if you want to. I mean, you could bring Cancelo. He's 7.1.
There you go. And Cancelo had a really good game today.
You've got. I mean, that's me and.
How much is off the record? How much is Nathan Ake?
Nathan Ake, he's very cheap as Ake, to be fair. You're looking at 5 million.
You're playing, aren't they?
Man City are playing, yeah, but I wouldn't go. I don't know if Lee wants to agree. I wouldn't go with a centre back for a big team. I would go for a wing back.
He's got the option of going for a cheap defender and
Yeah.
bringing in the quality midfield.
Or you can go half and half, which is a decent midfielder and a decent defender.
You see, you get more points in fantasy football for attacking skill, don't you?
Yeah, for the attacking wing backs. Defender wise.
I'd rather go for a £6 million defender and a £8.5 million midfielder.
Well,
so
the problem.
What options has he got at 8.5?
For what, a midfielder?
Yes, yeah.
Midfielder, here we go.
Who we're playing?
8.5. There isn't really that much for 8.5. You got Bowen, but I would stay away from Bowen, even though he's playing.
He scored that penalty, didn't he? And he played well after that.
Stu, is that my camera? Is that something your side? Because my camera looks
your
weird.
side.
Oh, is it my side? Is it? What's going on?
Unfortunately.
The camera around on an angle.
Okay.
Is he on the iPad?
No, I'm on my phone.
Yeah,
That's weird.
the camera around.
Just do a quick turn back. It should hopefully. Sorry out. He's got Bowen at 8.1. He's got Phil Foden at 8 million.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. James Maddison at 7.9, but Leicester I don't think Leicester are going to do much this season. I think
James Maddison's been playing well for Leicester.
Oh yeah.
James Maddison's a good.
I mean, his form's 2.5. I don't know how you want to take it.
I'll just pause you quickly there, Stu. We've got 10 people in the comments, so if anyone wants to ask any fantasy questions, just a few comments to come for you from Happy and Harmony. Because obviously we can get transfixed in our own little world, can't we?
Yeah.
But we'll go back to Lee's team quickly. We'll just have a quick look at these comments, mate.
Hiya, Happy Amaret. Love, hope you're doing well. Everyone's happy to see Happy Amaret.
Hi,
How
Happy.
many points have you got in total, Happy? Hi, Stu, Liam, and the Lincoln supporter.
Right, Harmony. Didn't Harmony? Didn't she? She did some transfers last week, didn't she?
I believe she did.
Yeah.
I was it.
Yeah, it was. It was Harmony. Yeah.
Russ, I made no transfers as I have been consumed with other stuff. However, I'm thinking of going free it. No, don't go free it.
No.
I must be one of the only ones who have yet to buy Haaland.
He's probably had another price increase by the time last week as well.
Yeah, that Champions League goal.
Happy if you use your wild card yet, because you could tell by Liam's and Stu reaction, free hit. I don't know, that's dangerous.
Ups on Lee too. There you go, Lee. Lee looks better than me, doesn't he? Today. You didn't recognise him with his new haircut? No. Is that his haircut? Trying to impress somebody, but I don't know who it is. He won't tell me. Hey, Titch. Why is Stu so quiet?
Here we go again.
Here we go again. What's going on with this?
Well, you don't sound too bad now, Stu.
Does that sound better?
I think we can limp through the stream.
Yeah, I'll come and have a look.
Everyone's do you know? Good job I've got broad shoulders, me, innit? Told him last night.
Well, he's got his
He
giggle on.
didn't believe me. I did say I didn't believe you, but everyone was telling me that they could hear me fine. So I had two people say that they could hear me fine. So I believe 2 against 1, and I took their side.
Yeah, well, last night I could hear you dead clear.
Yeah, but
you sound better now. You sound clearer again. So
thank you. Right, I'm back. Russ, it's you that looks like. Hang on, it's you that looks like not Stu's camera. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was ages ago. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm miles behind W. Yeah, I know. We all know what the W stands for, Alison, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Alison, and so is Stu on Kieran's phone from Australia?
That's good, though.
Yeah. Hi, happy. Hi, Alison. I've nearly caught up, guys. I've nearly caught up. I said the same earlier. You did Alison, love, and hope is Megan feeling better now, love? I hope she's 100% better now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I've used nothing. We'll send it to Stu. Of course, it's okay.
Yeah, send him a picture. Yep.
Hermione, I haven't saw you on. Oh, haven't saw you on. You've been okay, lovely. Oh, I haven't seen it. Yeah, you sound like a mouse, Stu. Thanks. Lee, loving the air, dude. Loving your haircut. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Right.
Okay, so
some of these comments, and then I will sort my voice out.
No, I think you sound better now. Mate.
Yeah.
So sorry for disrupting you because I didn't want to ignore the guys in the comments. Again, if anyone's got any fancy questions, whack them in the comments or what you're thinking for next week. And we'll go back to where you guys were talking about Lee's, and then I think we should have a look at Liam's and Stu's team, what they're thinking. So pick up where you guys were with Lee's team, because you're talking about Van Dijk, I think.
We what?
I were on about if we sell Van Dijk
And
on
Diaz.
these teams. Hang on a minute. Let me let's share screen again. If we sell Van Dijk on Lee's see, I've got 3 screens open. That's not. It's that one, isn't it?
14.7 million. Lee's got 14.7.
Sure. No, that's mine, isn't it? Oh. No, it goes right. Honest. Right. I don't know. Stop share. Right. Yeah. Share screen.
It's the sound thing. It's throwing you off, Stu.
It's everything what's throwing me off.
Yeah, it's all right, mate.
Is that one? Is that better?
No, no.
Oh, for God's sake, man. So that's screen 1. All this bloody technology, and I don't know how to use the bloody thing. Right. Share screen. Yours is screen 2 then, Lee.
You don't think, oh,
No. Is it?
I don't know.
How many points have you got?
None.
Oh, that's why. They're both on the same bloody thing.
No one's got any points this week, Stu.
Yeah, is there any point? And I'm let's have a look. One day, you know, one streak will go smoothly. I promise. It will go smooth, but I don't know when.
Happy song that.
I hope Leslie with his little laugh again. Where are we, Lee? Where are we? What number's Liam? Liam, what's number Lee in the charts?
What? Oh God, it's down in the hundredths.
There you are, Lee FC. Got you. Right. I'm going to share it right screen now.
Okay.
Right, hopefully we've got it all sorted.
Is it that one? I think it's that one. Right, share. Here we go.
We're probably looking at someone else's team who's not even in here.
There we go. Yeah, Lee FC. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
This is why these streams take longer than they should.
Yeah, that's all right.
Right, so Lee, Van Dijk, Luis Diaz are the two you'll have to get rid of, aren't they?
Yeah.
And so you're gonna take a 4-point hit.
So he's only got one transfer to use. He's happy to take a 4-point hit. So that means he would have 9 players played. So is he happy with only 9 players played next week?
Yeah. Hang on a minute though, would he? Because he'd lose one.
When's the deadline?
Well, if you look at it, he's got Ramsdale, Patterson, White, De Bruyne, Xhaka, Kane, Haaland, and Pereira. Mm-hmm. So that'll be 7 players he can play next week.
Yeah,
if he gets rid,
Brighton not playing, are they?
Yeah. So if you get rid of Van Dijk and Luis Diaz, you would then you'd have 9 players for next week, but you'd have a -4.
I didn't realise that, Lee. You might have to use your wild card, mate. You might have to use your wild card. I mean, that means that us having to think more. And I don't
oh God, we're not good at that. No.
But you're happy with, you see, what would you do, Russell? What would you advise? You're the expert.
This is the 1 week, mate. Well, I'm just not that kind of.
It's a big shock to the footballing world. Well, the fantasy world, I should say.
Yeah, I can't. Normally, I'm so clear, but this week I'm not because what's happened with all the fixtures is I'm stuck between a wild card and being in Leeds position because I think I've only got 7 players myself. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so me and Lee are exactly in the same position. And like I said, I'm either going to wild card or I'm going to take a -4, but I can get 3 players in because remember I've got 2 transfers.
Yeah,
Lee's only got 1, but I've still got 2, so I could get up to 10 players. But I've got to get rid of Robertson because he's injured. I would probably get rid of Salah, and would I get rid of Alexander Arnold? It would be someone else, but that means I could bring in 3 players for this week, but I could have 10 players playing. So that's only because I got an extra transfer. So the difference is me and Lee is that extra transfer makes a big difference for me this week because I could probably get by just with that. I mean, I don't think my team would look too great, but I could probably wild card after the international break. So I think Lee's in a tougher position because he's only got 1 transfer.
So right, so it's -2 points for your first punishment, isn't it? For your extra transfer.
-4, yeah.
And then so if he did 3 transfers after, so if he did 4 transfers now with
4,
so he'd have 3, wouldn't he? He'd make 3 extra transfers.
If he made 3 transfers now, he would have -8. If he made 4 transfers, he would have -12. To be honest, if you get to that point, the best thing you can do is probably wild card.
Yeah.
And set your team up for a couple of weeks. So it is a tough one.
All these experts had dull faces on them when they were saying about wildcarding and stuff. Though.
Yeah, if you go across it, everyone's a bit unsure where they're going. I mean, I had to play around with it yesterday, and after about half an hour, I just went, "Oh, screw this! I can't be bothered," and just did something else because I was just getting fed up with it. Knowing I'm going to have to go back to it at some point this week, but I'm not looking forward to it because I know I'm just going to get annoyed. I think so. So Lee, yeah. If you get to -8, what in the comments? Happy And who else we got? Harmony. What are you guys? What are you guys thinking? What are you going to do this week? Tell us guys what you guys are thinking, because me and Leo are a bit unsure. So what are your plans?
I'm going to stop sharing screen and get Happy's team ready to be shared.
Okay, well, I'll look at Happy's then.
Right, well, I'll just get that.
Russ Lee's, you don't want to see my yellow teeth.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, look.
How's that for a smile?
Don't get me going.
You'll start.
Oh, you like that?
I knew he was going to go. Right, let's have a look. So while Lee's Stuart's finding that, Harmony says, I have transferred Robertson out. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Oh, she's brought Saliba in. So you think Saliba will get a clean sheet against Brentford? That's quite a tough game. Got 10 available. Yeah, that's good. Don't want to use my wild card. Yeah, okay. So Harmony is probably in the same position as me. Also, Harmony, did you have 9 players already playing? So she was in a better position because she's only made 1 transfer and still got 10 players. Are those players any good? That was a VAR smile.
I am currently making transfers. If that spices.
Oh yeah, you're playing around. Yeah, we'll have a look at your team, mate. Once we have a quick look at Harmony's.
I'm nowhere near started yet.
Look at Titch is obsessed with everyone's overall points. It's like, I've got to find someone who's beating Russell.
Yeah, I know. I've noticed, bless him.
Newcastle are playing this week. Oh, okay.
A lot of people for Newcastle are signing Trippier, and
I've already got him in my team. Hallelujah.
They seem to be like the hot players right now. Yeah, I know you are trying to find a bit more than the robot.
Right, here we go. I am going to share screen now with. I'm just making sure that there's no on it what shouldn't be on it, if that makes sense.
No nudes.
Yeah.
Happy, you're not sending nudes again, are you?
You're sure to Happy.
Share screen, right, here we go.
Right, let's have a look. Let's see. So this is your team as we stand for next week, is it? Right, okay.
Right, so she's got Alisson in net, Alexander-Arnold, Gabriel, Robertson, Cancelo, Kilman, Bowen, Harrison, De Bruyne, Tony, Jesus.
And what's the bench? Who's she got on the bench?
She's got Gazzaniga, Sillimans, Mitrovic, and Andrea. She's got.
See, this is interesting because I remember Happy was moaning last week. All crying like the West Ham fans do. And if you actually look at her team, she's now got. Everybody wants Bowen, and I said last week, don't get rid of Bowen. I think people are looking to get rid of Bowen. Happy, you're in a good position because you could bring all your bench on to replace the 4. Well, you could get 10 players and make a transfer and take Alisson out and have 11 players and not take a hit. Out of all of us, apart from Liam, who's on the wild card, Happy, you're probably in one of the best positions. Whether your players you're happy with, but I don't know. I think you got a couple of good captain options there. Bowen's well worth keeping now because everyone's trying to sign Bowen. I think you could probably captain De Bruyne, or you could captain maybe what else you got? Jesus. That could be an option. So actually, I think you're in a pretty good position.
She is, isn't she? Yeah,
because you could actually get 11 players without having to rip your team apart. You got Mitrovic. You take off Mitrovic. You take off Andres. You bring on Mitrovic. Bring on the other Fulham player. Bring on Tielemans. That's a good position.
She could bring on Mitrovic, which is.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But what you could do, Alisson, is you can get rid of Happy. Sorry, you could get rid of Alisson. You can transfer him and get Nick Pope. And you got a good keeper. I think
Nick Pope is a great keeper. I think he's going to be the keeper of the season. I personally believe for fantasy football. I think he's a great choice.
I think you're in a good position.
It's
So
not,
that's-
a bad team, it's not a bad team, Happy.
Well, the fact that she can put out 11 players without really stressing. I mean, if I was in that position, I would take. I'd just transfer Allison and I'd keep the rest of the team for that week. Save your wild card. Oh yeah, it's because you got Allison in goal. I was like, oh my God, Russ, Titch, are you having this? What's going on here? A bit of drama. Anyone? I've seen there's quite a few people viewing. If anyone else got any fantasy questions, so Happy, you're out of all of us. You know, me and Lee, we're up Shit Creek, and you're in a good position. I would be pretty settled with your team. I'll probably captain De Bruyne. What do you guys think? Looking at a team, who would you captain out? I mean, Mitrovic could be an option as well.
Who have Fulham got? I'm trying to think.
She had De Bruyne, Mitrovic, and Jesus. I think they're the best options.
You know what? I've
So-
I've captained Jesus this week.
Really?
Yeah, well,
I've
she's got
captained
Jesus as a captain and De Bruyne as a vice captain.
I think that's a very smart decision.
So what you've got to do is bring your bench on, Happy, and then take off your 3 players who aren't playing. And you're pretty. You could, if you got a wild card, you're in a pretty strong position. Oh, let's have a look at Harmony's, Stu. We'll have a look at your. I want to leave Liam's to last because Liam's the one that excites me the most because he's got a wild card and he's doing stuff now. So I want to leave Liam to last. So what's Happy saying with her team? What's she got?
Harmony.
Yeah. Oh, you're a bit further down. Happy, you going to do that then? You're going to probably get rid of your keeper. What are you thinking? Talk to me.
Right, what's the man is there?
Okay, she's got Ramsdale, Shaw. That's a good choice because Newcastle got if he starts, obviously. Nico Williams. Yeah, I'm probably off to play Nico Williams. Saliba, Ward Prowse. Always interesting. You never see many Ward Prowses. Bowen. Yeah, definitely keep. Ooh, Kuleveski. Now, will he start?
I
Because
think he will.
I think he will. I think he will. I think
I think Son's going to get dropped, mate. After watching him overnight, he were absolutely.
That's what I mean. Son doesn't seem to be. He's kind of turned around a bit because normally August, September time, it's Harry Kane who gets the little dribbles and doesn't, perform well. But no, I think this has to be Son's worst start to a season possible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So okay, then we got Isaac. Yeah, I think that's
Isaac.
Yeah, you're either picking Isaac, Tony, or Mitrovic, Jesus, and Haaland. So who's going to be your captain, Harmony? Who would you be? I mean, if I was to pick your captain that lot, I'd probably go Haaland. And Happy, you got Nick Pope. G'day, how you doing, Kieran? G'day, Kieran.
So you can see the end of messages. I'm still bloody miles away.
Oh yeah.
Amani, you had to get the 2 Swedes in.
Oh, who's the other Swede? Is it? Oh, right. Okay, she's the same as you, Liam. Really? Okay.
Yeah, Kulusevski and Isaac. I've got Isaac. He's a Swedish.
How come everyone's giving Jesus as captain? Because Brentford's a pretty tough game.
I think because I think. Do you know why the Arsenal fans are so worried? They realised that what cost them against Man United were them substitutions, and they don't think Arteta will make that mistake again, and they'll just bounce back to winning ways again automatically.
Do you think Jesus will outgun Haaland this week?
No.
I'll be honest with you, Liam.
I'm a bit 50-50 because Wolves are defensively. Wolves are a very good team defensively.
And how do we know that Haaland ain't going to get that rest against Leicester?
That's the thing. Normally, Pep takes Haaland off around the 60th minute. He does it every single game. He didn't do it tonight in the Champions League. So I don't know if Haaland will start against Wolves or not.
Well, they're playing Wolves, Joe. I think Wolves is harder than Leicester, so...
All right, Man City are playing Wolves.
Yeah, Man City are playing Wolves and Arsenal playing Brentford. I don't know. I just feel like Haaland, I think he might if he does start, he's not going to get the full minutes, and I just feel like if Jesus does start, he's going to play the full 90.
Yeah, but
Just
do you think
because-
even if Jesus played 90 minutes, he would outscore 70-minute Haaland? It's dangerous.
Yes.
It is. It's
I
a
would
brave.
say, yeah.
It's brave, and a lot of people are getting rid of Jesus in the wild cards now. So you got to be
Yeah.
careful because he might have a price fall. Because a lot of people are
That's
getting
the
rid of it.
biggest problem.
Yeah, because Arsenal's fixtures, they're pretty tough. They've got after Brentford, I think they've got pretty hard fixtures again.
They have.
They've got Tottenham at home, Liverpool
Man
away.
City,
Liverpool.
I believe as well.
Yeah, they are home, but they have got Tottenham and Liverpool after Brentford. So pretty tough. And
Can
then
I say something? Sorry for changing subject. Lee was spot on about this bloody chair, it ain't half uncomfortable. Don't half hurt your backside. No wonder.
what that chair?
Yeah. Now that I've got it, I don't want it. I don't want it. It hurts my bottom. Right.
Wow.
Do you want me to show you your team, Liam, on screen?
No, Stu, do yours.
Yours,
Mine.
yeah, yours.
You want to do
Yeah,
mine? I just don't like looking at mine because
No, I want to see what you're thinking for this week. So basically what we decided is Happy, the only thing you got to change is your keeper. Harmony, if you're going to go for Jesus, stay, but I'll go for Haaland. I think I might only play 10 players this week, but have maybe take a -4 for that. Maybe. I don't know. I might do. Oh, it's going to be a wild card. And Lee, I don't know what you're going to do, mate. Hang on. You got a few options there. Now let's have a look what Stu's going to do. Let's have a look at Stu. And anyone else? Any questions in the old comments? Feel free to throw them at us. Whether we have the answers this week is a different story.
Right, this is my team. It's a bit of a disaster, really.
Oh, I don't think I've seen a single fixture.
So yeah.
I mean, Cancelo is, yeah.
Go up to pick team. Are you going to pick team? Is this pick team? Or is this just pick team? Let's have a look at who you've actually got playing.
Oh, okay. It's got more than I expected.
So how many you got? You've got 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 11 is not bad. And you got 2 on the bench as well.
Yeah, who's on the bench for you?
Ariola and Bentancur.
Is your keeper? Who's your keeper in your team right now?
Tanker. Meslier.
Oh, right. Okay, so you've got 9 players. How many transfers you got, Stu?
I've got 2.
Oh, you got 2 transfers?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good. You're in a pretty good position. You can get out your 11 players. It's just whether or not you want to set up your team for a wild card and look at the Fulham and Villas and Newcastle's. But you're in the same position as Happy. Actually, you're quite lucky. See, it's frustrating because I'm quite jealous right now because I can't. I'm struggling to get a full team out because of the fixtures, but they fall in your way where your players are playing. So what are you thinking then, Stu? Looking at your team.
Well, I've got to sort something out with my keeper because I know Ariola ain't going to start.
How much money do you have spare?
Not a lot.
I would say possibly could get in Nick Pope if you have that money available.
You see, I don't want to use my wild card before international break. I really don't. So
No.
I've got 2 transfers available. So I'm definitely going to try to get Mesley out and Harris. I might get Harrison and Aronson out on the transfers. I might.
I was going to say your keeper won't play, will he? For some reason, I thought Ariola might play.
So what I might have to do is get them 2 out as with transfers, and then take a hit on Meslier.
So you could go -4 but have 11 players, or you could have no minuses but have 10 players
without a keeper. In theory, I'll be playing without a keeper.
Yeah.
It's difficult because I watched some videos as I was explaining to Russell before we went live, and they were saying as long as you can get your 11 out on pitch, don't necessarily worry about your bench players for this week if you don't have to use a wild card. You know, it's best to keep your wild card and definitely don't use your free hit.
When are you thinking of wild carding?
I was thinking straight just after international break.
Okay. So you're thinking game
Still
week
a fair
9.
way to go yet before World Cup, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? We're only in September.
Yeah.
So maybe October, beginning of October sometime.
It has been there has been quite a lot of frustration this week because it was just it's not pot luck. It's just very hard on some people how the fixtures have been cancelled. Who's it affected? Some people it's not really affected. Other people they're just been like me, just scrambling around to try and sort something out because it's just I've got a lot of players from the games that have been cancelled.
Question from Happy: what can she do with a keeper?
Get Pope.
I said Nick Pope.
She's got Allison. The good thing is you've got Allison in goal, who's I think he's worth
$5.5. Get Nick Pope in.
$5.5 million. So you could bring in quite a good keeper and have that keeper for quite a while.
I think doesn't Nick Pope have the most points as well out of all the keepers?
Yeah, he is doing well. He's attracting a lot of the points. Yeah, he's on. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you got the most points.
Yeah, so I honestly Nick Pope for me, I think it's going to be between him and John Pickford.
You got the best fixtures virtually, and he gets loads of points. So,
and Newcastle's defence are pretty hard to break down with Trippier as well. So I'd say he'll get a few clean sheets.
I'm just still looking at my thing. So pick a team in it, then it'll tell me which players I've got playing.
I think if you was going to rank us so far, sorry Lee, you're at the bottom with your problems. Then it goes me. Then it goes Stu. And then, Liam, he doesn't have any because he's on wild card, so he's fine. So I think that's the how it's working right now.
Liam, don't you worry, you use your wild. We'll have to use your wild card, mate, and go through it all step by step.
It's not a bad thing using your wild card because a lot of people are going to use it this week anyway. I'm trying to avoid it, but if I feel like I have to use it, I'll just whack it.
And in the Arsenal game being postponed coming up as well.
Yeah, you got to be careful because
I believe it's the Man City game.
Man City Arsenal in game week. So
12. Remember that everybody, Man City v Arsenal is going to be cancelled, postponed. So if you're going to do anything, like use your wild card. Keep that in mind because you don't want to be using your wild card this week and then bringing in, thinking that you'll be all right, you'll be able to keep a lot of Arsenal players for next time because there's going to be you're going to have another problem if you do
another ban wave.
Also, there is a big thing is if you get rid of a lot of your Liverpool players, how are you going to get them back in?
Yeah.
You've got to think about that as well because if you're getting rid of your Alexander Salas this week, by about game week 12, you're going to want them back in. So you got to make sure that you're set up where you can get those players in as well. Hello, expat Paul. What comments we got in here? So what are you thinking then? What are you thinking for captain as well, Stu? Give me your captain pick.
I've got my strikers. I've got Haaland, Mitrovic, and Jesus.
Well, that's pretty good front line. So who are you going to captain this week?
I've got Haaland as my captain.
Okay.
I've got Mitrovic as my vice captain.
Okay.
But I am contemplating Jesus as my vice captain.
Interesting. So obviously you're not going to do your transfers right now. Where are you leaning for? Where's your head at? What are you thinking? Are you thinking -4, just 2 players? You're not going to take a hit. What do you think?
Do you know something? I'm going to do something totally out there. I'm just going to transfer Harrison and Aronson. I ain't going to take a hit on the keeper.
So you're not going to have a keeper?
I'm going to play with 10 men.
Okay, play it safe. That's fair enough.
I'm going to play it without 10 men, yeah, because how many points does a keeper normally get you?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes they come through, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, if you got Ward like me, none.
Yeah, and if for me, I mean, yes, I mean, I would like to take Meslier out of it anyway because I just don't trust our defence to help him at all.
So Harrison are coming out. Who are you thinking of bringing in?
Well, whatever money I get from Harrison and Harrison.
So how much you got? How much are they worth? So you got about six. What's he? Like £11.5 million to play with, have you?
Yeah. So I will spend 5 and 6.5.
So I think one of the players straight away, 5.5 million. I mean, I would be looking at maybe Everton players.
Gordon, I've got.
Yeah.
Wrote down.
Do you know what? I was so annoyed with Gordon.
Yeah, I've got Anthony Gordon.
Every time I got rid of Gordon, he scored. Then I brought him back in, and he didn't score, and I got rid of him again, and he scored.
Everything good what Everton do goes through Gordon.
Yeah.
Which ain't regular because we know what Frank Lampard likes to do. He likes to play for draws, doesn't he? You know,
so I mean,
but not very pleasing on eye going forward.
So I can't see any more comments coming through.
Let's catch up with some of these comments, guys. Right, Nick Pope. All right, you've answered that one. He's trying to butter you up now, Happy. Who is?
Oh, what's going on here?
Hey, players can play shite for 37 games and still start the last one in our eyes. Oh, good day, Kieran, mate. Good day. Hope you're doing well, geezer. After being so rude, who's been rude? I want to find out who's been rude. I bet it's you, Russell.
Not me. I'm a good boy.
You're a good boy. Robotic Russell, a good boy. Jesus Cap and Harlan Vice. I like that.
That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to probably go Haaland personally, but okay.
Cheers, Russell. We'll do that. Good.
Yeah. I think getting Popin's a good pick for you. I think you're in a good position. I'd definitely do that.
Happy seeing through Russell's Mr. Nice Guy personality geezer.
Paranoid Android Titch in the house.
Paranoid Android Titch.
Bit of Radiohead.
Hey, Alison. This is. I bet when people first come to this stream, I bet they thought it's going to be right professional. Everything's going to be in order.
No, it's not. No, but there's nothing wrong if it goes wrong, is there? You can't have it looking amazing.
It's natural, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind a bit of chaos.
I don't know how you can. You can prepare only so much for this because nobody's got the right answer. Whichever answer, there's always whatever way around it. There's gonna be disadvantages to doing it.
I think it's a lot harder this week because we've had no game week. We can't. All we can look at is what we're thinking for next weekend and beyond. We've got nothing to look back on. So This is a really weird one because we've got nothing to actually talk about from last week, really.
I was just a bit concerned about what I'd do and what we should do with League. And I think with League, it's got to be wildcard. I don't think.
I think he's in a tougher position. It depends. It's not bad. Like I said, wildcarding isn't a bad thing in game week 8. I mean, you've got to use it before the World Cup. So use it when you think you're in your worst position.
I think a lot of people will be using their wildcard.
Yeah.
Alisson loves Pontus Jansson. I have a Swedish bench coat for Pontus. All of that. Presented me with it at the all right, you got presented it at the Rasaduna Stadium in Stockholm. Very nice. Rasunhead.
Is that Russ Knobhead?
I think so.
Try my best. Thank you very much.
I like the smiley face afterwards, though.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't take it. I find it funny. I like the comments. The bad comments. They're good.
They're good. Happy's I'm happy. They get on well to Happy and Amber and
Yeah.
Hermione and
They're like two little gossip queens, aren't they?
oh, it's all women's corner, isn't it? It's the women's women's corner. That's
Maybe I bet Titch is there in the middle of them all. Women's corner. I bet he's having a gossip with them as well.
who?
Titch. Imagine him being a gossip. Kieran as well in the background. All having a little gossip in the corner.
Yeah, Kieran's funny. Kieran's proper funny. He's a good lad, is Kieran. Harlan's goal, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful goal with Harlan's goal. Absolutely beautiful. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Oh, Titch, you put up of Spud reacting. I wish I could hear Stu.
Technical difficulties. Put it down as that.
While you're going through this, Joe, quickly grab a quick coffee.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, and then we'll have a quick look at have a quick look through what transfers you're thinking, and then we'll check Liam's team because Liam's is like the how can we put it, the star on top of the Christmas tree.
Not really. I've made about 50 transfers. I'm not going to lie.
I guarantee you will change your team as well. Even after you'll go back and you'll change it a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you. There you go. I'll quickly look at this comment.
No, don't. Good morning, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Decent Captain Stu.
Hello, expat Paul.
That's what he says when he's mad. End of stream, Dave. Hey, Pat. How are you doing, Paul? Look, everyone's saying hello to each other, which is great to see. Great to see. Great to see. All good Titch. Titch, I sat in with the Spuds fans at the Leeds game. They're loads just like him. Must have been fun at Marnie. What's City with Spuds fans? Yeah. Titch, horrible ground, boring fans. Wow.
Where's that? Is that what's she on about? West Ham?
Spurs, I think.
Oh, Spurs.
Yeah.
What's she all about? West Ham?
Russell just jealous because me and Kieran are beating him in the team element of the show.
Their plan's hilarious, isn't it? It's basically Kieran just waits to see what I say, and then he copies it, and then Titch basically just goes, right, I'll do different, so we can spread it across the board. And me and Stu, we're playing it properly, and we're not trying to be tactical about it. We're just picking whatever we think, aren't we, Stu?
Well, Luke Legend did accuse Titch of fixing shorts.
Oh, really? The truth's starting to come out in the wash now.
It's coming out now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all coming out.
Luke Legend did accuse Titch.
Well, I quickly go and make my coffee before I fall asleep because I've been working a lot recently. What I want to do is I want to leave Liam and you to discuss your transfers. You've got Harrison to take out. For the next 5, just go through your transfer options price wise. You can have one £6 million player or one 5.5. So I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. I just want you to kind of figure out for Stu what you think his best choices are transfers. And if anyone in the comments, again, if you've got any questions about fantasy football or your team or anything you're looking at our teams and going, that looks rubbish, that looks good, let us know. Right, I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Right. So for
How much money have you got?
Honest to God, I need our last to make me a new cushion. Right, here we go. So I've got about 6 million and 6.5, Anna. I mean, I could always, you see, St. Maximum's injured, unfortunately.
You know who I've been thinking of, but he isn't playing this week? Is it that Gross for Brighton? Or, he's 6 million. And I don't know why, but he just seems to be getting points left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but that were under Graham Potter.
That is very true.
I don't even think if I'm still the new manager's going to be.
They haven't. I don't think they have. I think they're trying. It's just rumours, isn't it? It's just non-stop rumours when it comes to managers.
I tell you who I might go for, and I think it'd be a great two players who I'd love to. I am looking at getting in. Paqueta for West Ham. I think he's going to come really. I think he's getting better and better.
How much is he? I haven't seen him.
And I also think I can't. I'm going to go Gordon. Can I afford Gordon? How much is Gordon? Gordon, yeah, 5.5 million. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap Harrison for Paqueta and Aronson for Gordon.
How many points? Yeah, Gordon's got 22 points so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Gordon, and I'm definitely going to go Paqueta. They're the two I'm bringing in.
How much does Paqueta cost?
I don't think I can quite afford Bowen. I think it's a little bit out of my price range.
I don't know how much Paqueta costs.
Paqueta only costs. Paqueta only costs. I've just had him on screen. Let me go back a page. Paqueta. Oh no, that's someone else. Paqueta only costs 6 million. That's all it is.
That's a good point though. How many West Ham players have you got in your team? Can you fit him in?
I ain't got any.
Oh, so I don't like him for that. Yeah, so yeah, you'd be able to fit him.
I ain't got any West Ham players in my team.
Yeah, you'd be able to fit him in there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Paqueta and Anthony Gordon. That's going to be my team. If I do decide to take a free hit, a penalty punishment of is it -4 for first transfer? I might bring in a keeper as well. I might take out Areola because I don't think he's going to get any Premier League starts. He's worth 4.4 million.
Yeah.
So I could bring in. He's worth 4.4 million. So looking at this, I mean, I ain't got much of a choice with keepers.
I mean, Jack Butler, but Butler's injured. But I was going to say Butler is actually starting a few games for.
Yeah, the keeper's a bit difficult.
I think the most points is Leno.
What I could really do is take out Meslier, and bring in Raya for Brentford.
Yeah, you could do.
I could even have Henderson.
How much have you got? Sorry, 5 million.
If I cash in, Meslier is 4.5.
Yeah,
Areola's 4.4. So maximum I can go with is 4.5.
Brentford, that Raya for Brentford's 4.5. He's got.
What's going on? Also, are you getting a keeper now? I thought we were just
if I take the hit, yeah. We were just discussing if I take that hit. I mean, but forget though.
I thought you weren't taking a hit. I thought you only wanted to do 2 transfers.
No, but I thought I'd discuss my options with keeper as well. So if I got rid of Meslier, which is 4.5, and I've got 0.3% left, so that'll be 4.8. So 4.8 million, I can get Sanchez for Brighton not playing, are they?
No.
Do you know who I think would be a good choice for you, Stu, for a keeper? Sorry?
Henderson from Forest.
No. I think one of the best keepers you could probably be looking at. Look at the fixtures for Fulham and their keeper.
Leno.
Yeah, 4.5 million.
I picked Leno at first, but I've changed him now.
That is good. It's exactly the same price, so exactly the same price as Meslier.
Yeah, but he's a player you could probably keep in your team and just leave for the next. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3. They've got like tons of. You could probably pick him and just leave him in your team and wouldn't have to worry about it again. So who are the two players in midfield you're thinking?
Right, I've decided. My midfielders, obviously, I'm going to have Gordon and Paqueta.
Oh, Paqueta, that's a pretty good choice actually. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, he's someone I've been looking at.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Harrison and Aronson.
You're not doing it now, though, are you?
Yeah,
Right now?
I'm making a note.
Yeah, because you want to wait until West Ham play tomorrow because if you do it now, he's bound to get injured tomorrow, isn't he?
Yep, Paqueta and Gordon.
So you're not going to do a keeper then?
And my keeper, Leno for. I could even take out Areola. I'm going to take Leno for Areola because Areola won't get any starts.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah, and you could rotate with Meslier.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So how's that?
So you're going to take a -4 this week, then?
I do have some good thoughts.
I don't.
Yeah. So how many players? Would that give you 11 players, won't it, Stu?
That'll give me a full 11, yeah.
And would you be happy with that team going forward?
It'll get me through. It'll get me up to international break where I've got 2 weeks to make sure that there's no injuries over injury time, and then because I aren't getting rid of any of my key players like Salah and stuff. I'm keeping.
Okay. So what are you thinking for wild card? When are you thinking of using your wild card?
No later than match week. I think is it match week 9 or 10?
Well, 9's next week, isn't it?
Hang on a minute. Let's have a look at this. Let me get the match weeks up on the screen if I can find them again. See, there's a week where match weeks swing, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm trying to find it.
It's basically from now and next week. So.
Yeah, because. Yeah. So, to be honest, the team that I've got, I'm happy with. I really am, honestly.
Okay.
I'm happy with it. But
so just to throw a little curveball out there, do you think it's worth taking a -4 if you're going to wildcard next week? That's the only thing I'm thinking is if you're wildcarding in maybe game week 11 or 12, it's just if you're wildcarding next week, it's like really close, isn't it? That's the only thing I'm thinking. But it's up to you.
Yeah, because but if I don't, I mean, you see, I'm honest to God, of that team, I'm really happy with it. It's just this week where it's messed everything up. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even made a transfer this week.
Stu, read Harmony's comment. She's literally just posted it. What do you think to that one?
That one. No, Stu, don't do it, Gordon. It's just a Dan James with a die thrown in at the end. It's a good point, isn't it? But Hermione, everything positive what that team does under that manager all goes through Gordon. It's get the ball to Gordon. Get the ball to Gordon. He's on set pieces. He takes free kicks. And his XG and stuff's pretty good. He's had the most shots in box, most shots out of box for a player. It's cost. It's cheap.
I think that all those transfers are like the puzzle coming together. I think they all fit. It's just The only thing I'm thinking is it worth a -4 if you're wild carding next week? That's the only thing I'm thinking, because you might as well just wild card maybe now and not take a minus. It's up to you, mate, but it's the only thing I'm thinking. If you're planning on keeping that team beyond next week, it's probably a better move because you're going to get a couple of weeks out of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I will, because I don't necessarily want to use my wild card
Okay,
next
that's
week.
fine.
Unless some disaster has happened.
But you can see what I'm thinking, though, can't you? Okay, well, this is the big one for me because I don't know how many pictures Liam sent to you.
I say about 50. I've deleted that. I've got the up to date one, and
So
I
why
showed the transfers.
why don't we look at your most up to date? Now, everyone, obviously, all 8 of us, 3 in the thingy and the 5 in the comments. Liam's obviously on the wild card, so we'll give the floor to Liam. But before we give the floor to you, Liam, have you got a lot of? So having the wild card, you've been able to get the price rises, haven't you? I guess so. Your value's gone up.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. With the spare money I've got, I've brought in 2 solid keepers. That's all I'm gonna give away for now until you see it.
Okay,
I've
so
got 2
I
solid
don't know if you
keepers.
sent an up-to-date picture to your dad.
I have. That is to my
Right.
today.
Okay. Oh,
I've
wait,
reworked
let
mine
me just do
time
the robot for Darren. The old Peter Crouch, 2006. Morning all, and the robot.
So it's the last picture you sent me, Liam.
Yeah, the last picture has been that many.
Are you sure you're happy with that? Because
Yeah, that's definitely right too. It's too late to go back to it now.
but you've got an Arsenal player there. Yeah, Arsenal are playing, aren't they?
Yeah, Arsenal play. Yeah.
I'm getting confused, mate.
I'm intrigued to see if Liam has set his team up for the next how long for, and if he's looking at the Liverpool swings. I'm intrigued to see how he explains this.
I think I've done pretty well.
Okay.
I think been.
Ooh, okay, but this could change, couldn't it? It's just what we got today.
Yeah, this is what we've got to say. But you know what? I've looked at it. I've taken out Kulu. Sorry.
Oh wait, could you make that screen a bit bigger, Leah? Stu, I can't see the screen, mate. I want to be. That's better.
So I brought in Pope.
Okay.
I've got rid of Meslier.
Yeah. Tell us your team. Tell us your team.
I've took out Meslier. Brought in Pope.
Yeah.
Which was very good. I've kept Trippier in there because Newcastle obviously going to do very good. I brought in Collins. Now, Collins was a bit of a wild card for me. I had Cucurella. And I'm in 2 minds because Cucurella's now back under Graham Potter, which means he could go back to his best. But I brought in Collins mainly because he's having a great start at Wolves. When I first saw him on the team sheet, I thought he's only a youth academy player. He's going to be like maybe once in a blue moon. But he's starting a lot more and he's playing amazing. Obviously, I've kept Cancelo in there. He's my star man. You know, it's the most expensive wing back. You're not going to get any better. Zanka for Arsenal. He's just because Brentford are playing this week. I've got Dan James on the bench because obviously
there for a start.
What?
Dan James on bench.
Not Dan James. Reece James. Sorry, Reece James.
All right, I was going to say.
So there's 2 Jameses.
You use your wild card to bring him in.
I've gone with De Bruyne. De Bruyne was always there. And I've taken out Kulusevski. Sorry, Harmony. And I brought in Højbjerg and Almiron.
Wow, this is fascinating. Okay, this is wow. Okay,
I've kept Odegaard in there because Odegaard seems to be the heart of the Arsenal midfield. He's always
a good
he's getting an assist or a goal. And he's on set pieces, which everybody knows about.
Okay.
And we've got Haaland and Jesus up front. I'm making Haaland my vice captain, even though Pope is. I just need to put that in. And on my bench, I have got a brand new goalkeeper. It's not Turner. I'm deeply sorry. I've taken Turner out and I brought in Jose Sarr for Wolves. So the 2 top highest fantasy football goalkeepers are now in my team.
Okay.
Since there's been price reasons, and I've got Diaz, so I'm going to swap Almiron with Diaz when Liverpool play. And that's my team. Yeah.
Okay then. So what do Okay, so what do the people in the comments think? I've got a few questions to ask you as you was going through it. The first one,
Why
you
have
go,
got
Stu.
so much money on your bench?
What?
Why have you got so much money on your bench?
Just because Reece James and Lewis Diaz are suspended for one game, I think I can take a hit on one game and then bring them back in. I don't want to risk selling Diaz and James in case they could possibly get a price boost.
Why is it saying that you've got Turner as your goalkeeper on bench?
Well, I got rid of Turner. I thought.
I'm glad you did, because I would, even I would have shouted.
Honestly, the bench for me was have the cheapest possible players in football fantasy and put them on your bench, so then you can get all the money in that main team, in that main starting 11.
That's like you do, isn't it, Russell? You don't like people having a lot of money on the bench.
Well, I personally never really do. I mean, I try to put it all into my first team, really. And that's the good thing when you got people like Williams and Emerson, the £4 million defenders who play. So, I mean, you don't.
Williams names kept popping up a lot on the other streams.
I mean, I can see what Liam's thinking, because Liam's thinking he's going to only play certain players this week and then take them out next week, basically. I can see what he's thinking.
Almiron.
Yeah. I mean, Almiron, that's a fascinating. You never see Almiron in anyone's team. So he's a strange player. He does scurry around a lot, and you think he
gets a bit of minutes now and then, but I mainly picked him because of his value. He's $5 million, and he's a Newcastle player who's I believe he's going to play. So I've mainly focused just this weekend, get this weekend out of the way, and then I can readjust and hopefully, fingers crossed.
So do you think this team? I mean, Darren made me laugh. He just put Jesus out, Mitrovic in, so he thinks you should take out Jesus and get Mitrovic. Mm-hmm. Couple of well, let me write this. I mean, I was thinking this in my head. I'll ask this one at the end. But one thing I will say straight away is, you've got Collins in defence.
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked at Wolves' fixtures, and
it's very, very painful.
Yeah, they've got. Wolves' fixtures. They've got Man City, West Ham away, Chelsea away. So for the next 4 fixtures, they're pretty tough. And do you know who I thought would probably be a better pick for you? Is Fofana, and he's only 4.4. Chelsea.
See, yeah, I was thinking Fofana. Fofana was in my head, but I know Graham Potter's going to get the best out of these players. I'm not saying that he won't, but just Chelsea right now, they're not. I think it's going to take a couple of weeks for him to adjust. So
you're happy with Collins against those teams for the next 3? Because his next 3 fixtures are tough.
You know what I am? As I said,
okay.
Wolves for me. They're a team who are challenging for Europe. They're always up there. You don't always see them having outstanding squad. They always get the win, but it's always a scruffy win, like a 1-0, maybe a 2-1.
Okay.
You never stand up.
It is a different pick, definitely. And okay, the next question. If anyone else has got any questions about his team, let us know, because it's good, because he might actually, some of these if you query, you might go, actually, that makes sense. So you mentioned Alma, but what about Holberg? Because what's the thinking behind Holberg? Because he's generally a defense. I know he's got the odd goal here and there, but
Højbjerg now, Conte seems to love him.
Yeah,
okay.
And I feel like recently, as you just said, Russell, he seems to be getting up the pitch a bit more, and he's got that long shot in him. So for me, it's a bit of a wild card, because I'm going to swap him or Almiron out for Luis Diaz at one point. And to be honest, I picked Højbjerg just because of his price. I think he's like 4.5 million. But I was like, he'll get game time, and he can pull out maybe the odd assist. Like recently, I think he scored in every single Spurs game in the past 3 fixtures. Which has impressed me a lot.
Like I say, there's a lot of players. What would Chelsea settle for in a manager? I think they'll settle for anyone, don't they? They just sack him if they're not happy. So yeah, money talks to those guys.
Hiya, Jason, mate. Hope you're doing well.
One thing that's really intriguing with your team is I wasn't expecting to see this team is Almiron, Holberg, and Collins. They're team players. I mean, how much you got left in the bank? Is that all your money spent then?
That's all my money spent because I went out and bought Jose Sarr as my keeper.
Okay, so
it was against Man City because I just wanted to, I think I've been a bit stupid, but I've picked the 2 top goalkeepers for the fantasy, if that makes sense, with the most fantasy points.
They don't get you the points to what the valuation of the keepers are worth.
No, but
maybe change them, Liam. Maybe think about changing your keepers.
I mean, the only thing I would say is you could probably change Sarr for Ward and have 2. You can have a cheap.
Yeah.
Because do you want 2 really good keepers? Because they're not. One of them's not going to play, are they ever?
Really? No,
they're not going to be ones. You could probably save a bit of money.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, before I made the Sarr transfer with Turner in there, I had 2.4 million saved up. So I've actually done better money wise. Yeah.
Stu, could you just make that screen a bit bigger, mate? Sorry, it's gone small again. I can't.
Small again.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at his team a bit closer. So I think everyone else can see it when it's a bit bigger as well. Cheers, mate. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So for long term, are you happy with that team with the fixture swings coming? Because you got to remember, Arsenal players probably won't be worth owning in a couple of game week time. Man City might have the cancellation. You got Arsenal and Man City.
That's going to bite me in the backside, I believe. That's going to be That's going to be hard on my points because I kind of feel like the points that I'm going to gain from this week, when it comes to the Arsenal Man City, I'm going to lose because obviously my wild card would be over by then.
Does Zanka start as well? Is he actually a starter? You're right, Jason.
I don't know. I mean, he started against Palace, didn't.
He's a £4 million defender. He's a $4 million.
He's 4 million. That's what I mean. I really just got with the cheapest million because Reece James is not playing.
Yeah, because you're going to bring off your bench, aren't you?
Yeah.
To me, team preakers don't make sense. Free up the cash. Yeah, I'll be down on this one, mate. I'll change Sarr for Ward.
Yeah, that's going to be. I think that's the only one I'm going to do.
Yeah, and also you got to remember this might not be your final. I mean, I'm not trying to pick holes in it, mate.
No,
I'm just, if you're happy with it, you go with what you want. But I don't think there's any harm in just kind of throwing out what we're thinking to help as well. You might think about it.
The problem is with me right now because I've got the wild card. It's one of those things. You got the credit card, haven't you? You can just go out and transfer whatever you want, and there's no repercussions. You just, it gets to a point where having some sort of knowledge from outside your own is actually helpful.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you're going to do, you're going to be trigger happy because I guarantee you, this team will change because you'll probably think about what's been said in the comments, what we're saying to you here, and I bet you'll sleep on it and you wake up tomorrow going, "Yeah, I'm going to change that," because that's that always happens on the wild card. You always fanny around with it until the last minute. I definitely think the keeper thing. I mean, one thing I will say is I do respect the fact it's different. So, to most people's wildcard teams, they probably won't look like yours. You've definitely gone different.
Yeah.
So I think it's risk versus reward.
I think what I've done is I've seen the fixtures and I've picked from my opinion, the best possible team I can get out of my money without selling the big players.
Okay.
Like Kulusevski for me was the only expensive transfer I did. I sold him. I got rid of him for 8.1 and brought in Almiron and Højbjerg. And I've made money, so I've taken Meslier out and brought in Nick Pope, who for me is doing absolutely amazing at Newcastle.
How many transfers you made? How many?
Well, I sent a picture to. I sent a picture on like the first. This was the first one, so I've swapped Somerville for Almiron. I took out Tarek Lamptey for Zanka, Cucurella for Collins, and I actually swapped Raya. For some reason, I put Raya in there for Leno. But then I saw how much money I had, and I swapped Leno for Turner because I wanted Pope. And then I saw I had a bit more extra cash, so then I went and got Jose Sarr.
What we got in the comments? Try to keep 5 in the bank for future price rises. That's a good idea. We could probably do that. How much is Turner worth? Is he a 4 million keeper? Is
4
he
million, yes. So
okay.
It's spent me 1.5 million.
And you got nothing in the bank though.
No, I think I do. I think I've got 4.
So you might be able to get toward. Yeah, like I said, I think the things that shoot
2.3 million. I've got 2.3 million in the bank.
Yeah, Collins in defence. I mean, no, that's brave, mate. I mean, but if you're happy with it, I mean,
He's played every single minute for Wolves this season, so I'm more than happy just to get maybe the 90 minutes out of him.
I mean, looking at Chelsea, I mean, I don't know. I think Fofana will. He didn't play tonight, but looking at their fixtures, they're pretty sexy. It's your call, mate.
I mean, I could put Fofana in for Zanka, to be fair. If I want to be like care about money, because it's an extra 4 million, 400,000, so I could just put Fofana in for Zanka.
What do you think, Stu?
A lot of them players, and I mean a lot of them players, I ain't heard being used in a wild card. As selections in the wild card, if that makes sense.
But I like that as well. I kind of like the fact it's not normal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad he's got Jesus and Haaland. I mean, personally, I would have. What I would have done is I would have took out Jesus because of the Arsenal game, and I would have played Mitrovic.
Yeah.
The Arsenal game when it gets cancelled.
I mean, I'm thinking about it now because
you've got Mitrovic who at moments flied.
For me, it's between Mitrovic and Isaac. I think if I do swap Jesus,
not Tony then.
You know what? I took Ivan Toney out for Haaland. So, do I bring him back? I don't know. I kind of feel,
look at that pain. That's
because
fantasy football pain.
The worst part was I took him out and he scored a hat-trick against Leeds, and I would my head were in my hands, and I'm like, I can't.
That's what your dad did as well. Your dad did the same thing.
He did the exact same thing.
Yeah, but I'm not competitive. I just like it.
I am.
It's the taking part that counts.
You know,
So what would your right now it's 4-4-2. So let's say you went with this team.
I don't know how to change formation, by the way.
I'm trying my best to change it.
So what would you do next week? Would your formation be next week? 4-4-2 still?
You know, I've been wanting to change it to a 3-4-3. Have 3 attackers, 3 defenders, make the most of the midfield and the attacking side. Have 3 fullbacks as my defensive line. Trippier, Cancelo, James, they'll be my first 3.
Yeah.
Then I'll have Diaz, De Bruyne, Odegaard. I say Almiron, Højbjerg, but I'll possibly swap them out for someone.
Yeah.
And my front 3, I would have Jesus, Tony, or Isaac, and Haaland.
I'll be very intrigued to see when we get to next week. Once we looking at everyone's points, what team you actually went with. If I'm intrigued to see how much you change it. It's going to be very interesting. What do people think in the apart from Darren, which he made some good points actually.
Yes.
You can have a quick look through the comments, Stu, because they're coming through. So we don't want to let them feel like they're missing out.
You got a good team.
Thank you, Lee.
You've got my team.
Yeah,
but the best advice I think I got was to not tinker with the team too much.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But if you're on a wild card, you can't help that. It's just natural to, because you've got like free reign, haven't you, to do what you want.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I picked my team when I stuck with me. I stuck to it. I'm patient. I can see Russell. I know what Russell's like. He won't have wallpaper. It'll be all bloody different team scenarios. In his. And no wonder Kelly kicked him out into his little corner back at house.
This week, to be honest with you, I've tried to stay away from it this week because I think I'm just going to find it annoying because I don't really know what to do. I always know.
How do you think Kelly feels? Do you ever talk to Kelly about it?
You are?
Do you ever talk to Kelly about your fantasy team?
No, she don't care. No, pointless. She's like, yes.
Pointless.
Let me watch Netflix. Go away.
Tony for England.
Could happen. I could see him getting called up.
Southgate player.
Yeah. Swings in roundabouts. That's true. That is true.
I don't know if Tony's a Southgate type player. The problem with Southgate is he'll go with same side, roughly as what he put out against in that European final. Swings in roundabouts, guys. It does. It really does.
Oh, we've got McAllister. McAllister's got an interesting comment once you get to that. We'll have a look at his team.
Don't forget about seesaws. A big part of the playground, up and down. Yeah, that's on my mood to be with this fantasy football thing, because you think that you've got it sussed, and then next something happens.
I thought I had it all sussed, and then this week it's just gone all tits up. It's gone mad this week.
Go on, Harmony.
Ooh,
how much longer you staying on, chaps? I don't know.
Probably another 15 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, because you've got work, haven't you, tomorrow?
We just down a bit longer. We've got a few more comments going through, so there's no rush for this one. Now this is McAllister's free hit team. Now, could you bring back up Liam's free hit team? Because I want Liam and I want McAllister to kind of exchange what they both think to each other's team, because I think both of your teams are quite different. So I'm intrigued to see what McAllister thinks to Liam's team. I want Liam, what do you think to McAllister's team? And we'll be quiet. I just want you guys to interact, because you're both. Oh, well, he's not gone for a wild card. He's on a free hit. Okay, he's on a free hit, but I'm intrigued to see what McAllister thinks as well.
Yeah, you might need to zoom in on the picture.
Could you make Stu? Could you make that screen bigger again? Because they're closing the Liam's team. Make it.
Yep, of course will. Sorry.
Yeah, you just do your little microphone. You see, actually, I forgot. McAllister's on a free hit. Wow, that's risky. So you didn't want to go wild card. You went free hit. So McAllister.
Oh, Nick Pope in goal. Okay, so you got Pope. Okay, yeah. Pope in goal. So
what do you think to his free hit team, and McAllister? What do you think to Liam's wild card team? He's doing wild card.
I'm guessing it's a 3-4-3 as well. So it's got Pope, Trippier, Perisic. Yeah, I highly rate Perisic just because he's one of the most.
Do you think he'll play?
I think he will. I think he's Conte. Conte specifically brought him in, so he's definitely one of Conte's definite main starters. Okay. Martinelli, Saka. Saka's a bit of a weird one. Saka doesn't seem to get the points. Martinelli seems to steal all of Saka's points, as Russell and Stuart always talk about. So Saka's Kulusevski, yeah, I think Kulusevski might start ahead of Son. Bernardo Silva. The thing with Bernardo Silva, he comes on as a substitute. Sometimes, a majority of the games he starts, but recently he's coming on as a substitute, so maybe it's going to be a bit of a hard. Jesus, Haaland, Mitrovic. I think the front three, they're the best front three in current fantasy teams. Maybe, you could...
Interrupt you there. Perisic is made 6 appearances and got 2 assists already.
Yeah, he's a very good... I think he's on set piece as well, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Dyer or Perisic. I think Perisic might be on corners, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think the front three, they're the best front three in fantasy Premier League. I think everyone can agree with that.
I was looking at Bernardo's minutes, and actually, I thought his minutes were going to be bad, but in the last 4 games, he's had 90, 90, 90, 72. So the first thing I thought was, I wouldn't have Bernardo, but he actually has been playing a lot recently.
Yeah, Bernardo. He has been playing a lot.
So that surprised me.
It's all in the rotation, though. With Pep, it's all about giving players, the game time they want, and also with. But
I guess the big strength McAllister's got is he's doing a free hit, and that's like a better chip than the wild card, because I'm presuming that he's probably got a lot of players out, but he'll be pretty good after. But obviously, using a free hit, that's a big chip to use. A wild card, you only get
A
to
big
use the
chip
free
to
hit
use
once.
this early into the
Yeah.
season.
And you can only
Yeah.
use that once, obviously. Wild cards, we've got basically 3.
Yeah.
So, okay, what do you think? What do you think? Make out McAllister's comment about your team, Liam.
We'll see someone bet on Wolves to get anything but good overall. Saka's 29 points so far. Just a free pop this weekend. This weekend's having, I think, due to the unfortunate events of last week and the games postponed this week, it's one of those things where you've just got to figure it out. Like, I think me and McAllister, I think we've both just gone for players who are playing this week. I think this is where some managers haven't got a single player who are playing this week. I kind of feel like me and McAllister have both done the thinking of we'll just put players out on the field who are going to play.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's interesting what you said about Wolves, mate. I think what you're saying about the Collins thing.
I think it's true. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's true.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. I know I keep saying it, but I don't know. I just think you might get tripped up without the Wolves bit. Personally.
Oh yeah, I think I will. But I don't know. I've seen Collins. I saw his value, and I saw the amount of minutes he's getting, and I just feel like he's doing. He must be doing something right if he still keeps getting played for that amount of money.
Okay, fair enough. This is Jason, guys. Is De Bruyne a winger?
It's Jason. He's funny. Whatever I hear, and we've had our ups and downs. I always see these sorts. Had to go for the free hit this week.
Why, McAllister? You said that you had to go for the free hit. How many players did you have? Why did you have to go for a free hit?
I'm interested in this. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm very interested why he had to go for it. If it was was it that bad?
Because free. I mean, me and Leo, I'm on 7 players right now. I mean, if you got like only 4 or 5 players playing, I'd understand why he took a free hit. Anything, I don't know. If you can get to 9 players, I think that I wouldn't have took a free hit for that. I'd have probably took minus. So you must have had hardly any players. I can't wait to see what your team's like, Liam, next week now. I really want to see. I'm intrigued to see.
I've already adjusted it.
You've already thought it.
He's already adjusted it as we talk. Can you believe him?
Oh, right. Here we go. Yeah. Fantasy football in a place of actual football. This isn't real. Get this rubbish off the screen. I have mine left in the World Cup. Thinking injuries. Okay. So
I am clever, I believe. Anyone playing their free hits this week, and I will have mine left at after the World Cup. Thinking injuries. Totally agree.
I always use mine for double game weeks. There'll be loads of double game weeks now.
I also want to ask you about something as well, Russell. Formations. Fantasy Football League 3-4-3. Is that the best formation to go with?
That's what I'm probably going to try and get back to 3-4-3. Yeah. 3-4-3 is the one I've always felt the most comfortable with, because I feel like it kind of covers all the bases quite nicely.
Yeah.
I don't usually go big at the back, but I fancied it this year. But Robertson's just been a nightmare, and I didn't think he would be. I thought he'd come good, so I'm going to go back to 3-4-3, and I usually stick with 3-4-3.
Probably don't know the rules well enough. I'm currently on the top of my local league. Had about 7 out.
So you had 7. Oh, right. And you had no one on the bench you could come on. Yeah, if you've only got 4 players, that's why he's had to take a free hit. But he must be happy with his team, because he doesn't. That's interesting that he doesn't want a wild card. He wants the free hit rather than wild card. So he must be happy with his team to go back to what it is. So.
McAllister, you're going to have to make sure that you come next week with that team and show us what points you've got.
Yeah.
McAllister, why don't you put in the comments the team you're going to go back to? I'd be intrigued to see what your team is once your free hit's finished.
I believe he came in last week to McAllister and talked a little bit about
it. You can only use that. Right. So that free hit, what exactly does it do, Russell?
A free hit means you can, for 1 week, you can make as many transfers as you like, but your team will go back to the team it was before the free hit.
Right.
So basically it means you'll still keep the team. You know how Liam's doing a wild card and he's going to lose all his old team? A free hit means that you'll keep your team, you do all your transfers, but then it'll go back to your team from the week before, so you don't lose your team basically.
And when's the best time of the week to do the free hit?
I usually use my free hit on double game weeks.
So say if this game's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll use it the Monday.
Well, yeah, free hits I would do. Free hits, I wouldn't do the free hit until next year. Personally, I'm not going to do mine.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So if this fixture's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'd use your free hit coin then, so it makes up for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday midweek fixture. Is that what it is, basically?
What do you mean against
game week?
Yeah, double game weeks. Like
if you have like a Tuesday and a Saturday game, so you use it the Monday.
Yeah, I mean, let's pretend there's like I don't know, next year, Liverpool play on let's say they play Saturday and Tuesday. That will happen. Let's pretend that.
Yeah.
What you would do is you would use it. Obviously, you would use your free hit the night before. I mean, it's not just going to be Liverpool. There'll be quite a few other teams. And then you would free hit the night on the Friday to get all your transfers in. You get like 3 Liverpool players in. You get, loads of players from all the other teams. And then that means you'll get 2 fixtures in 1 week, which means double points. If you see what I'm trying to say.
Why does it? Why? So say if like the first week back after World Cup, there's double fixture weeks.
Yeah.
What's the difference between using it then than the last week when there's double fixture weeks?
Because there's only it's only certain times when there's double game weeks.
Yeah.
It's only on selected. I mean, it's usually when all the FA Cups ties are kind of up in the
Champions League and Europa League.
Yeah. Well, not so much Europa and Champions. It's more domestic ones that mess it up. It's more the Carling Cup and FA Cup, and now obviously because there's quite a few arranged games, I would say all the games that are getting cancelled now won't go into this year. They'll go into next year.
Yeah, of course they will. Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, I think we might be in fall. Like instead of it finishing in May, could finish maybe late May or June.
Triple captains, 3 hits, and what's the other chip we got? We've got what have we got?
Wild card, free hit, triple captain.
Oh, bench boost. Yeah, bench boost. The bench boost is a bit of an annoying one, but I still try and maximise it as much as I can. So triple captain and free hit, I'll probably always use in a double game week. So at least it is easy to understand. Once you get into, I mean, Stu only started it this year, and I think Stu's getting quite used to it now, Lee. So it is easy once you get used to it. 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 if you have a stacked midfield. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have another forward than another midfielder.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a couple of times before, but I wish fantasy football wasn't always about the goal side. I know that's what football is; it's all about the goals. But I kind of wish they did something for defenders where
defensive midfielders.
Defensive midfielders or just defenders alone, because then you'll see a lot more variation between teams. Like you could look at the top million in the actual overall fantasy, and I guarantee it's just a defensive line full of wing backs. It'll just be a wing back. It won't be any central defenders.
People like Holberg and Rice or Rodri from Man City, if you could give them points for tackles, blocks, I don't know, passes, because obviously they make a lot of simple passes.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it would make it. There would be a lot of
and that for defenders as well.
There'll be a lot more people looking at Holbergs and Declan Rices and maybe Calvin Phillips to a point and Rodri. So it would be an interesting thing, but the whole game's really designed for attackers, isn't it? So
yeah, and that's I think that's the only problem when it comes to fantasy football. You just got to think attack. You can't think of defensive duties. Never. Don't tell me think of defensive duties. Your goalkeeper. Don't pick goalkeepers get save points though, so you could pick like an average goalkeeper depending on how shaky the defense is.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here's McAllister's team. I don't think Jason's a fantasy fan. I think he's probably like, God, this is complicated. Crichton to free hit. Pope Trippier. Okay, so he's got Pope Trippier. Alexander-Arnold, Perisic, Cancelo, Salah, Aronson, good pick. Sinistera, Andreas, Jesus, Haaland, Geldhart, Adrian.
So that's a 4-4-2.
Is that his formation? Is it 4? Oh, it's 4.
That is 4. So his free hit, he's changed formation as well, which is very intriguing.
Okay, so let's have a look. See, who's he got? So Liverpool. He's only got one Arsenal. Okay, that's pretty good because their fixtures. So who Liverpool got?
Who's out? I'm trying to think who's out. So Arnold's out. Salah's out. Aronson's Sinestro, they're the 2 leads. So they're both out.
Geldhart's an interesting one. I wouldn't have Geldhart on the bench because he's $5.5 million. I think you could, you could probably save $1 million with Geldhart. I mean, you don't see Geldhart on the bench. When he's $4.5 million, he's a good option. 5.5, I think, is a bit too pricey.
How many he's got out? Arnold.
Kelvin Phillips, Russell, got brought on. Ban on 90th minute again. Is he regretting leaving Leeds?
Well, what's happening is not surprising, is it? Really?
I knew this was going to happen. I knew he wasn't going to.
But he's not our problem anymore, is he? I mean, we got the money.
You got the money, and not just that, but you got the money up front as well. It's not like the Rafinha money where it's coming in installments. You got all the money up front, which you can't complain about. It's one of those where I just, when Man City signed Calvin Phillips, I just knew that it was going to be Rodri's time where I don't think you'll see it now, but I think after the World Cup and when we have, as Russ said, the double weeks, I think that's when you're going to see a bit more Calvin Phillips. You aren't going to see much right now because Rodri's finding it fine. But
he's nowhere near as good as Rodri anyway. I mean,
once you see, don't get me wrong, his passing ability, I would say it's better than Rodri's, and that's a big step. But I feel like he can see down the wings a lot more, and Rodri, I don't think he's that confident passing down the wings like aerial wise, like passing. But I just feel like he's going to get more into the Man City team once the fixtures are going to get more and more heavy on Man City. Because Pep said it last season, 60 games, Man City average, 60 games a season? And he had one central defensive midfielder. Now he's got 2, he can average 30 for each, and they won't be as tired.
It'll be 50-10 or something, trust me.
It's 45-15 or something like that.
Look at Grealish last season when he first come to Man City. He hardly got a kick.
That's the thing. The first season, when a Pep brings a player in, the first season's the worst season for that player who's been brought in because Pep's adjusting you to how to play. And I feel like with Phillips, he's had similar experience in the past with Bielsa. Bielsa and Pep play very similar. More possession-based and more in-your-face, aggressive, constant pressure, if that makes sense.
How does Phillips get injured when they have all ball?
He's injury prone, isn't he?
He's injury prone. And, 55 million of people said, "Oh, that's a bargain." I said, "Is it really a bargain?" Or I think it's just the fact that because he's English, and it's another Declan Rice situation, isn't it? Where because he's English and he's a Premier League proven player, immediately gets slapped 50 million on him.
One thing I want to say quickly on McAllister's team. McAllister, what are you going to do with Alexander-Arnold and Salah? Because they're fixed. What are you going to get rid of them? Because they got pretty hard fixtures once they're back.
Yeah.
I'm always intrigued to see what people, because I don't know what I'm going to do with my Liverpool players, so I'm intrigued to see what people say.
I have a question for McAllister. Are you Trent out and someone else in, or are you going to stick with Trent? because, as I said, it's come to a point now where a lot of people are thinking of getting rid of Trent. As Russell said earlier, Russell's going to keep Trent.
Yeah, I think I can't get rid of him. I don't feel like I can.
But yeah, I just feel like, Trent, Russell questioned it at the beginning of the season. How come I've got no Liverpool left backs? And I'm kind of happy I didn't put any in.
No, they've not panned out. I thought they had. They don't usually start like this. This is
if this happened this time last season, I would have been biting my neck. I would have probably transferred him in by now. But I don't know what's going on with the Liverpool defensive line. Like, how long? I mean, Robertson's injured, who doesn't get injured a lot, but Trent, he just, attacking wise, he doesn't seem to be the same, and defensive wise, he looks poor. He looks very poor. Yeah,
I mean, Robertson's been a nightmare for me. I've lost 0.2 on him. He's only got me like one clean sheet in a couple. 9 points is his highest single game week, and then he's got injured, so he's just been usually he's flying. So yeah, it's just been a weird season. It's quite a frustrating season, to be honest with you, so far.
Definitely. From a Liverpool either picker or a Liverpool fan, it's definitely a bit of a 50-50 right now.
We'll manage, guys. We will.
Not
so what did I do laugh at myself.
Pick Perisic, Cancelo, the ones for me. Yeah, Reece James, obviously. I mean, Reece James gets up there a lot. Perisic.
Yeah, are you going to keep the Liverpool players, McAllister? Are you planning on keeping them for in the hard games? Because, like I said, they've got Arsenal away, Man City at home. They're two tough games to come.
They always do well against Man City. It breaks me heart.
Yeah, well, what it is, it's a bit like London derbies. You know how important it is, so you give an extra 10%. In your, and that's all players. They give an extra 10% when it's a derby. When fans are up for it, players get up for it. That's what tends to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And Liam, what are you thinking for? Harmony saying that I see the comments got skipped. Oh, she's not happy with you, Stu.
Hang on a minute.
I think it might be.
Is it
the one above McAllister saying, "Hope they come good at all getting rid"? Is it that one?
You've been told, Stu. You've been told.
I always get told off.
I think Happy's gone as well. Actually,
I'm sorry. Which comment?
Which one is that? Is it this one?
I answered that one. I answered that one in chat. There, look.
Oh yeah, she wants it read out to the group. I do laugh at myself. Others are addicted up all night, printing stat. Yeah. People get very.
See, the thing is, though, the people who do that, I don't know.
You do know you're actually talking to one sat right above you, don't you?
Oh no, but
not
I
that
think,
bad. It didn't keep me up all night.
No, I think what a lot of people do is a lot of people are getting into these fantasy leagues and there's money on the line, and I think they're the people who you're on about. Like I know,
there's one sat right above you, don't you? Who's got money on the line?
No, but what I mean is like there's some people out there who take some of them are mathematicians, some of them are just out there and do it for fun. But I just feel like,
as I've just said, that one you're digging yourself a bigger hole, lad. Everything you just said, Russell does it all, mate. I'm telling you.
I don't think Russell puts money on the line.
He has about 30 different drafts. He misses his head in. And he has to get it spot on.
Yeah,
I have got money on it with other people. So.
Yeah. Oh right, okay, right, yeah, but
see, he's digging a bigger hole.
I am digging a hole, but but we all have that thing. We all have that thing what we're interested in. You know what I mean? Like we all have that thing what gets us, hyped for the weekend games.
It is a buzz when you get points.
That's what I mean. Like some people resort to like putting on money on corners or putting on it's like putting on an accumulator or whatever you call them. It's like putting on one of those, isn't it? But with fantasy, it's a lot more detailed because it's like a race against your mates. It's like, oh, I'm going to do better. My football knowledge is better. You know what I mean? It comes down to that part, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's
Where
all
you're
bragging
thinking-
rights. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking for your captain, Liam? This
My
week?
captain, I got. I think I've
Jake-
got Jesus as my
Are
captain.
you going to keep
yeah.
Jay? Okay.
And I've got Holland as my vice captain.
Okay. I think that's been quite interesting. I mean, I'll be honest with you. What I'm going to be interested in seeing is Liam's team next week, and also what Lee decides to do.
I think Lee's going to be more interested than me because he's got either the wild card player, which he could possibly do, or he could just take the hit in the transfers. I mean, to be honest, Lee's got very good points. I've had to use my wild card because my points 273 overall is shocking. Shocking.
It's your dad seems pretty settled, and I'm unsettled.
Yeah,
so.
I think both of you two just seem to be happy with what you've got.
Well, I don't know what to do with mine. You'll know by Friday. When's the deadline? When is it? It's Friday.
Friday, I believe, because they're all. Oh no, I think it might be Thursday because it's Friday games, isn't it?
No, yeah, half 6 Friday night. So,
all right.
I'll probably have to look at. I'm going to have to wait until the West Ham game's played because I'm hoping no one got injured tonight, and then no one gets injured tomorrow.
Yeah, because you got the Man United. Well, I mean, Man United.
Because I quite like Paqueta. I've been thinking about it.
That is you know what? I feel like he's going to improve. A lot of people. I think it's the main Twitter. You know, like these little toxic little keyboard warriors. They see one game of him and they say, "Oh, he's not good enough." But you've got to give him time, haven't you?
Yeah,
you got to give him time to adjust to the league. You can't just say, you know, Haaland's a freak of nature. Haaland's adjusted to the league like that, you know. But you've also got to think, what team have they been put into, and how does that manager?
Everyone's going for Bowen, but I think that other guy could be.
I think Paqueta for his money, I think he could become better than Bowen.
He's only 6 million, so he's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good way to get into West Ham if you want to put the funds out. So I don't know. I'm a bit confused. I've been saying it all the way through. I am confused. I'm never this confused normally when it comes to what's frustrating to where I was before the Queen died. Basically, my team was completely like, "Oh, I'm happy with this. I know
That's
what to
what
do."
you was.
It's just thrown everything out of whack.
I don't because I've got the wild card act from. Like, oh, my head's going everywhere. Absolutely.
Well, that's the easy option is just to go wild card or free here. But at the back of my head, I'm just like, oh, if I can maybe get through this week, I can probably use them better a bit later on. There is supercomputers, Jason. There is supercomputers that do fantasy football.
There's supercomputers who do everything, isn't there? There's a supercomputer who does the league, who does the fantasy team, as Russell said.
Yeah, the supercomputers do quite well as well, I think. They actually... Yeah.
The problem is, when events like this happens, a supercomputer don't know when events like this happen, it could just fumble a bit, can't it?
The beautiful thing with fantasy football is there is no real... You can all kind of go for like templates and try and figure out the rules, but there is no real way of playing it. I mean, that's why I like your team, is because it's so random, Liam. It's just a random team. You don't see teams like that. But I kind of like it as well, because if you get it bang on, you will. If you get points out of that team, you will fly at the rankings because it's so different.
That's what I mean. The only reason why I've picked that team, and I know it might sound, it's just because all of them are playing this week. All of them are playing this week, and I know that Wolves player Collins is a big, question. But I'm just honest. I'm just picking players who are going to get game time this weekend, just because I need the points. I know that sounds bad, and I sound very desperate because I am desperate. I need the points. I just need them.
Russell, have you seen this channel before? There's a guy called Josh who won £200,000 playing fantasy football league.
Oh no!
And does a YouTube show called the channel's called All in FPL.
Okay. No, I've not seen that one.
If you see, I told you I watch all sorts.
You've been looking at them all now, have you?
Oh yeah. He won £200,000 on it.
Wow.
That must have been last season.
Last season's winner.
There's all sorts. I think there's like, I mean, I don't know how.
I don't know
big
which one they will have entered to win £200,000.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know this somewhere all in this one? What every one of us are in? Is he a prize pot for that then?
What this fantasy football?
the Leeds United, the Leeds United Twitter.
No, that's just like a fun league.
That's what I mean. You got.
I meant the Premier League. If you become number one in all-time Premier League ranking,
I don't know.
I don't think you get anything. No, I don't think you get out.
If you win the whole thing, I don't know if there is any money or any prizes.
I'm going to quickly search that out because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Got you all thinking now. You see, I just like doing it for fun. I just like participating.
Yeah, I mean, Jason's put why not just for fun?
Yep, I agree.
Oh yeah. But my money ones, Jason, are only between friends. It's not like I'm doing like serious gambling. The majority of people do just play it for fun.
All right, I've got it up here. I've got it up. So, as well as winning the Fantasy Premier League, you get a copy of the latest FIFA game, along with the game's console to play on it. Also gets a Nike manager jacket and a goodie bag containing a rucksack, t-shirt, water bottle, mug, stress ball, which I think you'll need after.
I'll play for stress ball.
A pad, pen, and keyring, and that is what
that's all you get for winning the whole thing. A whole 9 months of planning, you get a FIFA game.
That's it. But the thing is, though,
it's free to enter. What more do you want?
No, but there's a lot of like, I don't know how big it is, but I know that there's like a second side to the fantasy. I mean, Russell might know it, but there's all sorts of websites which do crazy competitions. Like some sites you win Champions League tickets. It's stupid, like what other websites do when it comes to fantasy football.
No, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I didn't really even know what the prize was for this one, to be honest with you. So.
I didn't know there was. I just thought you get number one and you get a picture from him saying congratulations, you're number one, and you hang it up. I didn't know you win.
No, the main thing the reason I play is to beat the people in the real world I'm against. So that's as far as I've ever gone with it.
I just do it against my friends, to be fair, and I'm having a stinker. I'm not gonna lie.
And like I said, next year we say this every week, but next year when we've got our own league and you've got, McAllister, Harmony, Happy, anyone else that wants to join, next year will be really good because we'll have our own league to look at. It'll be 10 times better.
We're gonna cook something up, I think, with our league. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll get you a tip. We don't know yet, but there's gonna be a lot of ideas, and hopefully everybody in the chat can give us some ideas what we haven't thought of.
It'll be fun. It'll be good and competitive.
But I think it'll be a very competitive, and you know what? It gets you the chat. It gets us all interacting, and it gives us our own like little. I'm trying to think of the words. Our own little banter, but also.
Exactly. Yeah. It should be a smaller league as well. I don't think there'll be loads of people in it, so it should be quite easy to keep. For Stuart to search, but
that's what you get. You'll get other people's opinions in the chat as well, like in the custom league. What we'll be doing, because then
it'd be good. It'd be good.
Look at all the tips.
It'll be easier than getting pictures sent through WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, I think what I think that's the best part. I think you'll see everyone else's team, and it's just accessible, so everybody who comes into the chat just says, "Can you pop up my team? I need help." I can do it.
Yeah. It's going to be. I'm intrigued. I'm going to when it comes to Friday night and we can check each other's teams after the game kicks off. I think I'm going to have a dip into everyone's teams on the screen because I just want to see. I think I might look early to see what you've all done. I'm going to be fascinated to be honest.
Mine might not be the final product. I'll have to say.
Yours. I think yours is completely different.
I'll have to send you.
I will say this though, guys. Right? Yes, it's caused disruption to the game, but we should be grateful that there is fixtures going ahead because I personally didn't think there were going to be any this week.
No,
No, I thought it was going to be a 2 week, a 2
Well,
week,
I think
like,
that would
just.
have made more sense, to be honest.
I wish there wasn't
Limit
any
up
fixtures
transfer
going ahead.
window.
I think I'd rather they just did no fixtures.
You know what? I kind of feel like it's an unfair advantage and also an advantage for the teams who are playing and who aren't playing. The unfair advantage of the teams who are playing is why do they get to play their games when everyone else is called off? But the advantage is they can get their games over and done with now, while other teams, especially like the big six teams as people call it, they have to play more games towards the end of their season, which could affect their European spots.
Normally, it's the small teams who get punished, but this time
Yeah.
it's the teams.
It's the big teams, yeah.
So
And
it's nice. It's
when
nice.
it comes to fantasy football wise, the big teams obviously are a big problem when it comes
It's
to the
good
fantasy
for
football.
competition. It's good to keep your brain going.
Oh yeah, I think
What
the
you're on.
smaller teams this year have got a much better advantage over the big teams because you've got the World Cup going on. You know, you've got so many players who could get injured possibly.
I keep forgetting about the World Cup. I keep forgetting there is a World Cup this year.
I know that's
Christmas
mad,
as well. Christmas. Like normally you don't have to worry about because it's end of summer, but Christmas.
Yeah, I
It's
keep
coming
forgetting.
on. It's coming on, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can all agree with that.
We all know that football is a game of opinions. That's it. That's why we love it. Well, look, guys, we've been going 2 hours 15 minutes. Russell, have you got work tomorrow? I think you have, haven't you?
Yeah, I got work, but I've enjoyed it. It's been interesting looking at. It's annoying because I think out of everyone, I'm probably one of the most indecisive ones. Everyone else has really got a plan. Mate, apart from me and Lee, I think me and Lee are probably in the worst position looking at this because even all the people in the comments.
Lee will be sorted out for tomorrow.
Yeah, but everyone else in the comments, their teams and even your teams, Harmonies, McAllister's, I think everyone's pretty much sorted. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm quite worried for this week, if I'm being honest.
It's going to be interesting to see Russell's team and who he picks for next week.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next week.
Russell's going to be thinking, look, I've got to stay ahead of points because I'm the expert. So
well, I think
you have to really think about it hard.
Well, if I play it safe, I'll probably drop behind because I probably won't have as many players. But I'll drop behind, but in theory, I should then be able to push forward because I might have to go behind to go forward.
Mm-hmm. You have to take a step back to get 3 steps forward.
Yeah. I think I'm probably going to have to do that this week, maybe.
Right. Well, look, guys. Thank you very much for watching this edition of the Stable Team. I've enjoyed it. Because I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what to do. I got myself in a bit of a pickle this week. That's why I've been watching a lot more fantasy football channels on YouTube than I ordinarily.
Yeah, you can sometimes take in too much information.
Yeah,
and it just ends up confusing you.
And it was confusing me.
Before we go, though, I just want you to put that comment up. Well, I thought that's quite an interesting final comment from Jason.
I don't. Is that what you mean? You mean is a Premier League North v South teams?
Yeah, like the All Stars. The Chelsea chairman said that, didn't he?
I think that's because he's American.
I think he's just bringing too much American, what do you call American football into the Premier League. Like,
it's the football's been in existence for over 100 years in this country
at a certain format.
It's always been pretty fair and. No one's ever had a problem with it before. So
I don't know though. I did see 2 mock-up teams, and I thought, that would be quite interesting.
I think the North would win though on paper.
A little bit was like, yeah, it is American, but I kind of, I did kind of like the idea.
When would you play it though? Would you play it like after the last game of the Champions League, or?
I don't know. I know it's very American, but I don't know. I did find it quite interesting looking at the teams. I thought that could be quite fun to watch.
It'd be a fun like end of season thing, wouldn't it? Just
I think that's usually when they do it at the end of the season.
Yeah, end of season.
Yeah, maybe, but not. You know, I just don't know if it'd work. I don't know. How would you pick 11? I
don't know. Do you not think it'd be quite interesting having 2 all-star teams play each other?
I've been thinking this. Like I've been talking about it for.
There's already a divide between North and South.
That's very true. We got house prices between North and South. The last thing we want is football.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? People could say what they want about us Northerners, but we aren't paying the king's ransom to live in a property.
A disgusting idea. Where would you fit it in? I think Liam said probably at the end of the season would probably.
It's got to be end of the season. You know where
Once
all the
everything-
teams cooled down.
It would probably be quite a relaxed game as well. I can't imagine it being taken too seriously.
I can't. No.
I don't know. When I first heard it, I went, "That's a crap idea." But then I saw someone did 2 teams, and I looked at them both, and I went, "That would be actually quite fun to watch. Those 2 teams playing each other."
Shall I tell you what the problem would be? Like, I think because there's a lot of
fans will be riot and everything. It'll cause problems.
Oh, it'll cause right. I think for the English I say English fans, for the UK fans, it'll be very entertaining to watch from a fan side, like how insane would the fans go to an extent. But it would also be a problem because the fans would take it a lot more serious than the actual football players. Because the football players, they don't know how big of like the North-South divide actually is. I mean,
probably lead to another civil war.
It probably would. Honestly.
No, leave the game alone. That's what I say.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, I'm leaning more.
You know what I mean? I am very competitive. I do things for fun and stuff. But yeah, look, no, I think it'll cause too many problems. I think if we all behaved ourselves, it'd be good, but we won't. We won't. We'll be fighting each other. It'll go on for years.
I think Jason has done it on purpose. He said, "Oh, look what I've started." I think Jason is loving
it. That's it.
He's pretending he's not loving it.
He wants us to keep going. That's.
Then you've got Harmony. Can you see? Well, I'll let you read Harmony's comments, Stu.
Can you see all the Can you see all the rival fans seated with each other? It would be the soulless and plastic fans, and aim about money, vile to the core.
Yeah, but isn't that the Premiership already?
You know what? The problem is now football is getting too much to be a business side of than instead of it being there.
Well, that's why this Tom Bowley wants it to happen.
Yeah, because from a business side, it makes sense.
Bloody help, is it? I've come into your country. I'm going to do something really nice for everybody and decide this without making any money out of it. He's a businessman.
That's what I think. Football's just too much business side now. It's some players don't do it for the money, but a majority of players now do it for the money, unfortunately. Yeah. And I think that's where football has taken a big turn and why it's more business side now.
You could see all the sponsorship deals being done.
See, I think TV rights. I mean, I believe the Premier League, the TV rights are stupid for the England and the UK. Like compared to Germany, Spain. Spain are even complaining that they're not getting enough money compared to the England.
No one can compete.
That's because they aren't very wise businessmen.
I think I swear I heard that the Premiership clubs have spent more in the transfers than all the other top 4 leagues combined.
I think, it was. It generally was. I think we spent nearly 100 billion so far, and I think all of them combined spent 55 billion.
Yeah, so I think combined we're basically the Premiership financially just dominates the rest of Europe.
Yeah, and that's where like these teams, like where the presidents of each league are coming to a point where they're saying, look, we can't cope with the financial difference.
And Man United, they're talking about Man United. The Glazers have agreed a deal in principle to sell to like Jim.
Yeah, he owns Nice. Does
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, he owns the Nice French team.
£4 billion.
That's what I mean. It's just gotten pathetic with the money now.
It'll only get bigger though. It's only going one way.
Yeah, and that's up.
So it's been good. I've enjoyed it. We got through the shaky start, but it was all I quite like it when there's mishaps on the thing, and I find it funny when you got to have shown there's a few mistakes in it.
Yeah,
just comes naturally, Russell. It just
Yeah.
comes naturally to me.
Oh wait, there, Harmony. What's this say?
Oh my God, how many? It's like, so I've just hang on a minute. I've just said that YouTube are playing double time now that you're all working overtime.
Well,
We ain't getting paid anything for this.
So and thankfully we don't. Yes, Man United, Leeds, and Liverpool fans often sit next to each other in opposing hammers. Spuds, Chelsea fans in the other end at Russell. They share sweets and pop every game.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, it would be from a crowd point of view, they'd all end up scrapping, wouldn't they? So yeah.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, we'll end it, shall we?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching this edition of Disabled Team. It's been great. Thank you everyone for joining in.
Oh.
You've all been brilliant.
Yeah. I just said Darren's just commented quickly before that.
Jesus, what's that?
Yeah, you start. Yes, we have. Yeah, Darren.
That's close to 15 miles.
With our love and thanks. Totally agree with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we're finishing now anyway.
That's the best payment ever. Anyway, guys, look, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for watching this edition of the Disabled Team. So, anyone feel to say? It's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me. Good luck in your teams.
Until next week, guys. Speak to you all soon.
See you later.